you beautiful freaks? Welcome to a brand new episode of Frequels. I'm EJ Leeson, and with me today, as always, is my friend and co-host, co-creator of The Cloud, Rory Colarossi. How are you, sir?
Could you add lover in there?
And lover.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you could edit it to where that goes first, right?
Yeah, he can do that.
Yeah.
He has the technology.
I have the technology and the power.
Cool.
And like most forms of power in my life, I abuse it.
Could we say lovers in the cloud?
Ooh.
I like it.
Lovers in the
Lovers in the
Lovers
cloud.
in the
If
cloud.
we ever like make like an album together, that's what it's gonna
Lovers
be.
in the cloud. I like
That's
it.
good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be about breakups.
Yeah. Lovers
Okay.
Dude. Of
Lovers
course.
in the cloud.
The podkeeper himself, he thought the song Ba With Da Ba was about his baby bottle. Young Vince.
Hey, buddy. Thank
What's
you.
up, buddy?
I'm miserable.
Oh, no.
Let's get through this.
Why?
Oh, it's too many shows. It's too many.
Too many.
Vince, there's
Too
not
shows
too
enough.
many.
Today, two shows?
Exactly.
2 shows today.
Oh, that's
two
two
shows?
shows
Oh,
today.
that's 2 shows
There was
today.
one show yesterday and 2 shows today. What's the big deal?
Here's what I have to say. I'm dragging ass, but I was nervous about the last episode that we did with the whole Skype. That was the first time we did that. But I know these 2 motherfuckers are about to bring the energy and bring us to where we need to be. So
That's right. So what
I'm
you need
excited.
to do, Vince, is fake the orgasm.
Yes.
Fake it.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't always fake them?
No.
You got to fake it on the street.
What? What is happening?
I like, and our guest, high on coke.
Back from his 94-hour binge. No, our first guest, you guys know him. I feel like at this point, if you don't, what the hell?
Yeah, get with it.
What is this? How many?
Get the net.
Like
Basically,
fifth,
from this
sixth,
moment on, I
seventh
know you
appearance?
called me Studley today in the Wolfman, in the wording. Going forward, it's Frequels Jesus.
All right.
Frequels Jesus.
For Jesus? For free
Frequels
Jesus.
Jesus.
For
yes.
Jesus.
We'll have to run that by our sacrilege department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah,
we'll
we'll
get back
see.
to you.
I like
Okay.
Joey Bag of Potatoes, but that's just me. I'm just going to call him that.
That sounds
Joe's
like
not feeling that one, so we're gonna.
that sounds like the guy that
That's-
gets whacked in the mob.
Yeah. Joey Bag of Donuts.
Yeah.
Who's the rat? Who's the rat?
Yeah.
Joey
Oh, no.
Bag of Donuts.
So you don't put me on this show when I want. I'm gonna come to your house, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom.
But
Somebody
of course-
whacked Joey Bag of Potatoes.
We got Joey Bag of Potatoes and Tommy Tomato.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how, yeah.
All right, we're just getting through all the vegetables. I guess.
You know, you guys better be good at it because I got my boy with me, and I swear to God, if you make me mad, he's gonna do something.
And who's
Guys.
that boy?
And,
Yeah.
oh well, first off, Joe Petito. That's him right there.
Yes.
Joey Bags.
Joey
That's right.
Bag of
Thank you.
Potatoes.
Thank
Potatoes.
you. Frequels Jesus.
Yeah.
Regis.
And then
For
of
Jesus.
course our second time
Of course.
guest, and he is awesome. We loved him on the first time he came on.
Tolerated him.
Wow.
Tolerated.
Tolerated.
I'll take
No, but one of my favorite humans in the world, Mike Finch.
it. Hey, what's up?
What's up? Vinci, the Vinch.
Yeah, just the Vinch. That's,
Vinch.
That's what it is now.
When we're doing
Yeah.
what we got to do, we call him the Vinch.
yeah.
The Vinch.
The Vinch.
I love it.
Yeah.
But
My boy.
what's new with you guys? Anything good?
Not really, no.
Damn.
What's good in your life?
You guys are exciting guests.
Yeah.
We've got nothing to bring to the table today.
Well, I
guys.
was here again for your birthday, so and then the Wolfman. So it's not like it was that much time in between.
Yeah.
And we've talked a lot, so there's really nothing. new.
Unacceptable.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh my
Vin-
gosh.
Vin-
Well,
Mike, speak
I'm
for us,
having a
please.
good
Mike,
time.
speak for
I'm
us.
having
I'm
a
having a
good time.
blast too.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about just in life. Not just tonight. Joe,
He's
so-
enjoying his life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
He's
Mike
Winnie
does
the
enjoy
Poohing
his
it
life.
in style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every day, and yeah, just my main fashion is just one T-shirt.
I was gonna say, what is that shirt? That's a really cool shirt.
Yeah,
we
I
got
actually love that
Jason.
shirt.
We got the
Yeah.
screen.
What
we
do
got.
you listeners think? How does it look?
It looks good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can y'all see that? Can we
Visual-
get the
let's-
camera a little
Let's
clearer?
not tell them either.
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah, look at that.
it's a picture of your mom.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, you. I'm talking to you.
This
Oh,
is a
man.
good day, though. Mikey and I on the same show together.
Yeah,
This is
and now
fantastic.
you guys-
With you guys, it's great.
Well, the fan letters demanded it.
It was me that actually demanded
It was just-
Yeah,
you
it was
brought
just
it up.
writing a
multiple
bunch.
It was
emails.
me. I said to
Those-
Mike, we have to do it. I went to you, we got to do it, and that's why we're here. We're going to do it, okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense now.
Yeah, we're
Like
gonna
we
do
need to write
Yeah.
fan letters.
Hey, so EJ,
He has 6 different
Yeah.
emails that he sends different emails from.
Burner account.
EJ, make
Yeah.
a note. These two are banned.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking with our accounts.
God damn.
He
No,
actually
but
took a note.
you guys co-created NEPA Movie Mania,
Woo! That's right.
which we're
Facebook
all,
group.
a part
Correct.
of.
We're
and
all
stuff.
kind of affiliated. Freakles officially joined last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I left today, but go on.
I'm okay.
But how did this come about? Really quick.
We don't
Do you
want
want
to
to
do
tell?
it. No, go for it. No, you,
all right.
go
All right.
for it.
So the movie Thanksgiving, which will one day be covered on this show.
Yes.
Yes.
You hear that, Rory? It's going to happen.
There was a group of us
We'll
that went and
see.
saw it, and then Joe was creepy and sitting right behind us. I mean, he
Yes.
was breathing on my neck.
Yeah. He's got a nice neck. Look at it.
We were talking about
Could you-
Christmas Story and how
Could you
one of our
hear
friends-
him masturbating, or was it?
No, that
it wasn't audible.
Thankfully, it was. Yeah, it was.
He could just hear this. Like,
Joe, can I ask you?
Just enough lube where you couldn't
Did
really
you
hear.
jack it?
I'll tell you off air. This is a family friendly show.
Do it,
Family
EJ.
friendly show.
EJ, do it for us.
Every time. Every
man.
time.
Thanksgiving.
Always funny.
yeah.
Always funny.
All you heard was there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you guys were watching Thanksgiving. He
Yeah.
was breathing down your neck,
He was
Yes.
breathing on my neck.
jacking it.
And
Yep.
then
Yeah.
and
I
then
mean, look at him. He's a beautiful man.
the movie ended. Well, so actually, the reason that Joe even started talking to us is because our friend Justin, who is another co-creator of NEPA Movie Mania, he had never seen and probably still hasn't seen a Christmas
He has
Story.
not.
So Joe heard that and was like, "Are you an idiot?"
I literally, I believe my exact words were, "What the fuck?" And this is how our friendship blossomed.
Yeah. And
Wait,
then
he's never seen.
the
A Christmas story, Ralphie. He never saw it.
I love how hate for another person binds some people together.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
Just want to make a website about it now.
Well, so then we after the movie we got talking and then we were
Our first that was our first 2-hour conversation
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Regal
yeah.
that we had, which have been so many more since then. But
Yeah.
that was it, and then we realized, we're basically just, we share one mind, and that
Yeah.
was it, and then it's blossomed from there.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, how many members do you guys have?
I believe we're 140.
17? Oh.
No, but about 140. Yeah, you're getting mixed up with Freakles. That was 140 now.
Those are all my that's all my proxy accounts.
It's actually, as of today, 139.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I like
leaving.
round numbers, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's good. But yeah, no, that's really cool that
Yeah.
you guys came together and made it. We're all part of it.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of our friends that are part of it.
Correct. Yeah.
And I
Again,
always
like you
enjoyed
guys
the
put
meetups.
Yeah,
that
the
we
meetups.
get to-
You guys put Freakles on there, and Chris was putting
Yeah.
reviews on there. So it's like one, it's like a nice community kind of thing.
Have
Right.
people been commenting how much they love Rocky 5?
Someone
Actually,
has.
Yeah.
Someone
today.
has. Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Yep.
I
Yep.
felt like I was set up.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one that freaking answered. So
Yep.
Elle Snow, she
Snow.
puts up
Friend
like,
of the show.
Who's wonderful. Met her last week. She's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yep.
She's like, what opinion do you have that ends up like this? And it's like a character, and all these swords are like pointed at his neck, right?
Now, keep in mind though, this is EJ who's seen probably as many movies as all of us here. So, but this is where he goes. This is where
I
he
go, you know what? I really enjoy Rocky 5, and it's my favorite out of all the Rockies.
Just throwing a shit bomb.
Yeah.
And I think I responded to you.
You did.
Yeah.
I responded back to you when you're like, "Oh, Freakles." I'm like, I think this
next
has to
on
happen.
Freakles.
Yeah, this has to happen. Yep.
Okay.
Rocky 5.
yeah.
Maybe
I know.
maybe it'd be different to do an enjoyable
I think it would be
movie.
fantastic. Yeah. I think it's a damn good idea.
You know what they say? Go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all. You hear that in the movie quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Freakles now has 16 members. 17.
That's all we want.
That's all we need. But no, I felt like I was set up by Elle because I was the only person that
She
responded.
did not set you up for
She
that.
did
She was
that.
not in the back of her
She-
head going, Rocky 5. Whoa.
No, she
was not.
She knew how to answer.
I feel like you were looking for a way to answer.
No.
He was, Vince.
No.
Yeah.
I was set up.
You were gonna twist whatever she posted and turn
Yeah.
it into a way for you to say, "I love Rocky."
Absolutely. I do
Yep.
happen to troll Joe once in a while.
Once in a while.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
It's all right. It's all right.
and
We're
I'm so
friends.
sorry.
I love you. It's all
Yeah.
good. Yep. It's all
No,
good.
it's true.
It's all good.
But so what are some new movies you guys have checked out lately? Anything good?
I'll start.
Yeah.
So, Scream 3, right?
Yep.
And then we just did Society,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Now this piece of shit.
no, it's funny because I can't add anything new to this
I
conversation.
know. I know.
It's
We
sad.
have not seen anything since our last episode.
We've been
which was
recording.
40 minutes ago.
Yeah, wait, this is our third episode in 24 hours.
Yes. Yeah.
So, nothing new to report.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's very
How
aggravating.
about you, Vince?
It's very aggravating for me. I will tell you this one thing. I've been doing this new thing with my kids. I'm calling it the business tree, where whenever they don't get something that they want, I have this new parenting technique where I just go, "Well, that's showbiz, baby." So like,
So you don't
So-
lock them in the basement
yeah,
anymore.
so and so's not letting me borrow her markers. I was like, showbiz, baby. It doesn't
showbiz,
matter. Yeah.
baby.
Well, I want
I
chicken
like
nuggets tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, it's showbiz,
You
baby.
teach them. It's not show friends.
It's show business, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like that.
I'm
That's
just
good.
tearing my kids down. You know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
'Cause
Some
you used to-
cultures call that child abuse, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you return home to them. All right. So how about you guys? Did you see? Did you see any new movies? You guys?
Yes, nothing good. Harold and the Purple Crayon is garbage. But again,
Oh,
I'm not the demographic.
Get out of here.
Yes, I'm not the demographic.
Wait. So you went to see Harold and the Purple Crayon, and it turned out to be garbage?
Yes, but I didn't have a real frame of reference. It was just a rainy, hot Saturday, and there was nothing to do, so I went, what the hell? Regal gave 500 points, so I went, even if it sucks, I get 500 points. It's crap.
Is this the sequel to Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle?
No,
or-
no, that
Oh,
would
no,
be
this
going
is
to no, that would be Guantanamo Bay.
Okay,
yes,
that's different.
it's
Okay.
Joe,
Side story
Joe,
or
for the
something.
record, it sounds like you just made up a movie on the spot.
It
I,
does
I
sound
did,
like
and
that.
it's real. It's real.
Yeah. How
Saw
about-
Who's
Long
in it?
Legs again.
Zachary Levi.
Zachary Levy. Yeah.
Levy.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay. I do know it. Okay.
Yeah. I
And
saw
Zoe
the-
Deschanel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw the Firing Squad. We're not going to talk about that. It's
Trap.
terrible. Yeah.
We went and
Firing
saw
Squad.
Trap.
Oh, we saw
Deadpool.
Trap. We did see Trap and Deadpool.
Yep.
Do
Yes.
you guys like those?
I did not like Trap. I did enjoy
How dare you.
Deadpool, but I did not like Trap at all. It's one of Shyamalan's worst films.
I disagree.
I know we had that discussion for 3 hours, but it's an abomination of a film. Yes.
How dare you?
And Deadpool, I saw Deadpool twice. I will say because Mike and I wanted it to go and kind of tie up all the loose ends.
yeah.
But when you see it a second time and you know that's not going to happen, it's actually a really good movie.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, there's a lot of like stuff that
It's
you
fun.
miss. It is. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's a fun
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
What's your favorite joke in Deadpool? Wait,
Oh my
Vince,
God,
you didn't
there's
see
so
it, right?
many.
No, actually, believe it or not, I was supposed to go see it today, but I didn't because I didn't have time to watch fucking Death Spa. So instead of going to see Wolverine and Deadpool, I had to sit home and watch fucking Death Spa and Society. So that was my day today.
Well,
Oh, cool.
That's
yeah,
like a
it's
good
not.
day,
It's
Vince.
not cool. It's not.
You were like the kid with chicken pox, like looking out the window and seeing all the kids having
fun.
Yeah.
oh man.
I wish I was out there with them.
Oh, man. I'm going to just go out and blind these bees.
Go mace a wasp nest.
Instead,
Hey, remember that story?
yeah. Instead,
Oh,
I
that's
watched.
broken.
Instead, I watched a fisting movie, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
did.
guys.
You guys do porn on
Shunting.
prequels now?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Okay.
Yeah.
Check out Society.
Society. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll save you an hour and a half. Don't.
Okay. All right.
No,
I'm going
I'll-
to take Vince's
well-
word on that.
Well,
No.
maybe if you weren't
Do it.
watching Bobby Brown and the Magic Crayon or whatever that movie was,
Bobby Brown at the
yeah, maybe you could have watched Society.
Harold and Kumar find the crayons.
It
That's
was
what
so
you're talking
bad I
about.
went to Long Legs after just to feel better.
As a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
cleanser. Yeah.
Let's go back to Bobby Brown and the Magic Crayon.
Now that's a musical.
Yes.
Now that, yeah. So it's, that's cool. And Mike, in any other movies, you didn't like Trap, right?
So I am not as far over the fence as Joe as saying it's his worst, but I think what my problem is that I had an expectation based on the trailer,
Yeah.
and I decided what the story was, and then I went and saw the movie, and it wasn't my story, and I was like,
I
what
don't
does this
like
guy
this.
have that I don't?
That's basically my reason.
So
too.
what
The
you're
trailer
saying
very
is that it's
deceiving.
your fault, not the filmmaker.
Well,
marketing.
I'm
baby.
saying
marketing.
that he should have known better.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I think you should write to M. Night Shyamalan. I'm sure he'd appreciate
I
it.
have twice, and he's responded, and we're pen pals.
I think we did agree.
What a
it came
twist.
a little bit. It
Just
come-
writing back
it
and
came
forth.
together a
Yeah.
little more at the end, like the last.
yeah,
sharing
the
recipes.
last 5
Yeah.
minutes of the
Yeah,
movie
it
is
comes-
what I was expecting.
Yeah.
All right, now for Vince, let's ruin all the cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
here we go. You
I've
ready?
already surmised that I'm assuming the Fantastic Four is in it. A couple of Fox, like the Fox stuff. The way that you guys say that they summarized the Fox universe, I'm assuming that we're going to see a ton of.
Fantastic Mr. Fox has a big part.
There's a lot of fisting in it too. A lot of fisting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it then.
Yeah, I think you're
You
really
know what's really
gonna
funny?
dig it.
There actually are no cameos.
Oh, okay.
That was the real shocking thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
They promised them.
Thank you for
That's
trying to
funny.
save it for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Fucking liar.
So it's
No
actually a movie
cameos.
called Two Cops, One Brain,
Right.
and that's what the movie actually is once you get there.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually just sew Wolverine and Deadpool together.
Really?
Yeah.
As
Actually,
Siamese
it's like
twins?
society. Yeah.
It's like society. It's kind of like, did you ever see Human Centipede?
Yes,
Oh
I
my
did.
God.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that. So it's like a lot of Wolverine into Deadpool.
You wouldn't expect which way they cut him in half.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
They went ass to ass for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ass to ass,
Oh.
ass to mouth.
Hey, so EJ, what movie are we covering today?
So today, for Vince's sake, this is a movie I picked that I was
Why?
dying to watch because I always heard about this movie, and I
The
had
best
it on
part,
my
I'm going to
queue
interject
forever.
with them right there. This is the fun part, right? We're at the movies, right? We're watching Trap, and I wanted to do a show with Mike, and I'm like, Mike and I are talking about it a little bit beforehand, and it's like, let's pick something like we really like all of us like, and EJ's like, I got one, Death Spa. As Mike and I look at each other like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So here
No
we
one
are.
liked that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was standing next to you, and I was like, "That's why I love EJ." I mean that.
Yeah.
I mean that.
This is a movie I picked. I heard about it, and it just seemed like it would be the coolest movie ever. And I feel like I was kind of right, because this movie was amazing.
Better than Rocky 5?
I don't know
No,
about
nothing
that.
is.
Nothing's
Nothing's better than his
Rocky V.
favorite movie.
Find out in
Yeah.
our Rocky 5 episode.
Yeah.
Yes, coming soon.
So let's get into the breakdown. So the film starts where there's this place called the Star Body Health Spa, and it's struck by lightning.
One of the most creative title sequences.
Yeah,
It actually
I thought
was
it
with the lighting. It was pretty cool.
It was
how
awesome.
turned into, I actually did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, all right, this is
Yeah.
cool. This is awesome.
Just to elaborate it, all the letters went out except the ones that spelled Death Spa.
Death Spa.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it looked awesome.
Yeah.
And the lettering looked really neat too.
It
'Cause
did.
It wasn't like a, beautiful text. It's all kind of.
It was
rainy.
handmade neon sign.
Yeah.
Like a
yeah.
5-year-old made that sign.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked it.
You know?
So
You,
inside,
you guys keep saying Death Spa. Are you trying to finish a word? Are you trying to say Death Spaghetti? You
Death
keep going.
Spaghetti Day.
Death Spaghetti? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So inside we see the equipment and stuff.
I got it. I'm happy about that.
So inside we see this girl and she's dancing.
What kind of equipment?
I don't know. The
Health
gym is
spa
kind
Health
of
spa, yes.
health spa, yeah.
Yes.
But it's weird. Like I don't know. There's no weights really. It's just like
Everything's
machines
hidden in the walls.
and stuff are like coming out.
It's
of
just
the
cables
walls.
out of walls. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just like a bar coming out of a wall. I'm like, what is that?
This entire thing is confusing.
Yeah, it really is, right? Like, because
There's
it goes
so
like
many levels of confusion to this building.
It
goes
makes
from the
sense
outside-
once you get to the control center,
Yes.
which will.
right.
I have
yes.
to say this tracks better than Society as far as a plot goes.
Yeah,
So- yeah.
I would say so.
How dare you?
we didn't even get to the fisting yet.
So we see where the camera goes, like from the outside of the spa into the spa, and it just looks like an abandoned warehouse. Maybe it
Awkwardly
was like,
huge.
Yes.
yeah, it's like a J.C. Penney's or something.
An abandoned
Like, it was
JCPenney.
abandoned. And you're like going through. There's equipment that's like coming out of the walls, but eventually we see this girl and she's dancing, and she just keeps spinning. It's not really dancing; she's just spinning and spinning and spinning, and then excessively spinning. And we find out her name.
It's like that scene in the new Suspiria. Did you see the remake?
Oh
With
yeah,
Dakota Johnson, it's just crushing
Just-
it.
yeah.
That's
just
an
crushing
awesome scene.
It. It really is.
Right?
I kind of like the remake a
I
little
did
bit.
too.
Yeah.
It's not
yeah.
like as good as the original, but I mean, it's different and great and in different ways. I don't know.
Yes, yeah, I agree. And then we see where Laura is greeted by Marvin, played by the great Ken Foree, which is awesome.
And he wears a series of fantastic outfits.
yes,
Beck and I just met Ken Foree at the Mahoning Drive-In
right,
that's
yeah,
right. He was
like
down
the
there.
dead-
Yes.
like 2 months ago,
Yes.
I think.
what was
Yes.
it called? The Dead. I forgot. The
Death
living,
Spa.
Yeah.
Is the name of the movie.
No. The event you went to. Wasn't it like Living
Zombie
Dead?
Fest.
Oh, Zombie
Yeah,
Fest.
yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah.
talking about Dollar General Apollo Creed?
Oh,
Whoa.
whoa,
Wow.
no!
Whoa.
Don't you dare!
Whoa.
The
Don't you
outfit.
dare.
The outfit.
You
I
know,
was
Vince,
going-
you knocked them down. Why don't you try knocking me down now?
Ken
Yeah.
Foree is a legend.
Yeah.
He's awesome, and he's super nice too in real life.
All four of you got really offended by that.
Yeah.
I know.
I was
You're
trying to
wrong.
make a joke, but you guys like literally took that very seriously.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, fuck you, Vince.
So, Laura, she heads to the sauna, and she gets trapped inside, and unfortunately, steam is her only weakness. No, she is laying there and fully nude, by the way.
Yeah.
And
this I do want to say the one thing. This was 1989. This supposedly came out.
88.
88, 80. Well, it says 88, 88. Actually, it says 87 to like 89. So I'm not.
Well, they don't even
They
know when
don't
this
even
came
know.
out.
Correct.
Well, they
But-
burn all the
Everybody-
records.
They tried
Yeah,
to wipe it
but
from their brains.
July
they just
88.
kept
July
re-releasing
88.
it.
But all what EJ was saying, this was like the end of the gratuitous just nudity for no reason. Just get
Yeah.
them naked, girls. Get them
Yeah.
naked.
I feel like the producers are like, we could do this, but we have to make it tasteful.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
know?
also imagining like one of the actresses getting the role for this movie and just being like, I guess.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, this actress went on to do Hot Shots.
Yes.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Part D.
Duh.
Yeah.
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 And I was like, that's her? Like,
Is that the one where they crack the egg on her stomach and it?
No, that's
No.
Valerie
Okay,
Galina. This
yeah.
is the blonde, I believe, right?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the second one, yeah. And
There's actually a few
she
people in
does
this.
the diving
movie.
board scene or something.
Yes, I
right?
believe she was.
In
Yeah,
Hot Shots.
yeah, the
Like,
diving
she,
board. Yeah.
like
Okay,
when she
yeah.
hooks up
Yeah.
with Charlie Sheen, she
Yes.
like dives off
Off
the
the-
yeah.
yeah.
So, anyways, that's her, and then we meet Michael.
Oh wait, real quick.
Oh yeah,
So, Steam comes in
yes,
and she's like, I gotta get out of here because as you said,
Right.
it's your only weakness. And then she punches the glass, and for some reason that makes her pass out.
yeah.
She
Why?
fisted the glass and
She-
she
yeah.
fisted her fist through the
I
glass.
think it
She
was
actually
probably to show
palmed
the
it.
gratuitous
She palmed
boob
it,
shot
yeah,
because, like, the towel, of course, just drops and
So
I don't
you
know.
know that it's not steam, right?
It's like chlorine.
It's a chlorine gas.
Chlorine,
Right.
they said
Well,
it's
they
chlorine. Yeah.
Anybody-
make sense of it. Later,
Anybody
yeah.
have a pool? Anybody here have a pool? So I used to run a
I
hotel.
got a hole in my yard. I fill it with
pond.
water. Yeah.
Just fill it with water.
It's awesome.
I was I had a
Death pond.
Death Pond. Purdue.
so I had a hotel in Wilkes-Barre, and we had chlorine, but we had bromine, which is the same thing as that. And
We used to burn our guests with it.
oh, dude, one time I opened the canister and a chemical mixed in with the bromine, and it was something that wasn't supposed to be in there. And I opened the lid, and I got hit with a gaseous whatever it was, and I almost got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah?
Like, those chemicals are no joke. Like chlorine gas, if you're inhaling that, like I can understand that.
And that movie was called Death Hotel.
No, and that movie was called Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, it's a
It's
documentary.
like, oh no.
Hey,
My
you know what, though?
job?
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah.
Because there was a moment where I was like, wait, is she getting burned by the water? I know later on in the movie
the
they tell you it's
scene- yeah.
chlorine, but the thing that made me laugh is that she just puts her fist through the glass and then that makes her pass out. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I don't,
she was-
I
I
don't
think
think
she's
that
at a-
tracks. But
Right.
that's fine.
All right,
It's
and-
Death Spa.
And
Death Spa. So we then meet Michael, who has a nightmare about a woman on fire, and we're not really sure what's going on, but he wakes up and he gets a call, and he rushes to the hospital to check in on Laura, who has these chemical burns, and I love the intense 80s new wave music that plays.
I was
as
just
he's
going to
driving.
elaborate on that. Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's
Phenomenal.
driving his Porsche, and it sounds like a scene of like Miami Vice or something. It's really funny because he's like.
Before we learn who he is, I just write
Yeah.
80 stud driving a yellow cream Porsche. Rush to the hospital.
Yeah,
I thought it was a Phil Collins music video.
Yep.
I know it does. It should have had like that little drum, like
Yeah.
synth drum and stuff. But but what a weird cut to the next day.
Very weird cut.
Yeah, it's just like a next day. So the next day, everyone is working out and they're having fun at the spa, and then there's this cheesy music, leotards, and even Hillary is there from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
was actually her first role. The producers of Fresh Prince saw this film, God only knows where and why, and then they brought her in for the audition, and she got the Fresh Prince. Yep.
Wow,
Might just make her feel better.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
We also
Actually, it was funny. Like when we were watching it, Becca's like, "This kind of reminds me a lot of the Toxic Avenger."
oh my god,
'Cause, like,
absolutely.
Like the one guy looks like Melvin.
Oh, he does. Julie, oh Julie.
Oh, Julie.
Marvin, or Melvin. So, anyways, we see Marvin, who's there, and who's Kinfori, who's rocking short shorts and an oversized suit coat, and it looks like he shops with David Byrne from the Talking Heads. And while Marvin is spotting this guy, a coworker comes and then tells the guy to help out that customer, Darla. And it's really funny because Kinfori's just like helping the guy, and then he's like, all right, go help that girl. And he's like, okay. And he's like, Darla, what can I do? And it just cuts, and I'm like, what's going? Why was that scene in this movie? Like, it didn't make any sense. It was just like, we trying to meet Kinfori's character?
They're padding
Or
out the run.
Darla?
They're padding out the runtime.
Yeah.
I believe this was whoever the editor was. This might have been his first job.
I believe he was a like.
Wait, they used an editor?
it was a thrasher. Like they just threw the footage
Slicer.
in and just shot it out. Like,
He was just swinging at it with knives. I'll make it work.
There's a feed, and it's just like.
oh my god!
Then enters Lieutenant Fletcher and Detective Stone.
Hey, real quick about Detective Stone. I was real excited to see her.
Yeah.
That's Rosalind Cash, I believe is
Yes.
what her name is.
Yes.
So she's Dr. Cushing in Tales from the Hood. Are you a fan of that movie?
That
I
is
love
a
that movie,
phenomenal. I
yeah.
saw that in theaters. That is an underrated. I'm being serious. That is a damn fine
yeah,
film.
and she's in the Crazy
Did you ever
K
see that?
segment.
Oh, you need
Oh,
to see it.
dude, it's so good.
It's really good. Like no joke. It's really good.
Yeah.
She's been she's yelling at Crazy K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
good.
so
I don't
good.
give a fuck. Anyway,
So good.
but I was happy to see her. I was
Yeah.
sad to learn that she passed very shortly after Tales from the Hood. She died in like 1995, and I was like real bummed out to find out about that last
Yeah.
night.
She must have
Yeah.
been super young then, too.
Yeah. Well, I think she's like 55, 56
she
when she
looks
died.
Yeah,
young
something
in
like
this
that.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is 88, 89. It released at 87, 88, 89.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard to really get a finger on this movie.
1980. dot.
so they come in and they're chatting with Priscilla, the manager, who introduces herself as, "Hi, I'm Priscilla, the manager," and and they ask for Michael, who has less charisma than a coffee table. By the way, the cops are there because of what happened to Laura the night before. And the detectives are asking about the computer that runs the spa. So Michael then says, "Oh yeah, my brother-in-law, former brother-in-law, is the programmer, David Avery." So Michael's lawyer...
Could you just say it's run by David Avery?
Yeah, like,
I don't need your exposition, sir.
Yeah, it's just like really heavy-handed.
Yes.
It's just like, my brother-in-law, my former
brother-in-law.
brother-in-law.
We haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, it's like, what?
And getting back to the computers, this was like Star Trek style computers. Like in
Yeah.
this, they didn't even have computer stuff like this. that could run a gym and all this in this time
It
frame. It's
essentially looked
insane.
like a computer screen in one of our fucking benches.
Yes, it really did.
It looked to
Yeah,
me,
it's
it
insane.
looked like a computer from Batman 1966.
I was going Spaceballs. You know the computers that they're at
Oh, yeah.
Spaceballs. Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question just about this part?
Nope.
So, all right, moving on. No, so like, do you think the original location for the script was somewhere else? The reason I ask this,
What makes you think that?
because
I don't know. It's called Death Spa.
here's the thing: well, they could change the title, good sir.
You
But
did say it looked like a pennies.
what I was thinking is that I'm like, there's nothing that I can think of that's less in need of like a computer system like that than a gym.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, why? That aspect of the plot, I think, muddles a lot of it, makes it a little wonky.
I think a laundromat would require more technology than a gym.
Yeah, because you're just like picking up
Yeah.
weights and.
But
putting
don't
them
forget,
down.
as we go forward, like we're
That's-
actually into the. It was control. Like the computer was actually controlling
Yeah.
some of the machines.
That's
Now-
what
Yeah.
made the spa famous. I
Yeah,
believe
that's
is
what
one
they
of
were
the
saying.
lines.
They made
They're
it
a
famous.
high-tech
Yeah,
health
high-tech.
spa
Yeah.
in LA.
Yeah.
But
They're the only
mind
ones
you,
doing it.
This is where the multiverse branched, and that's why we don't have AI today because of this movie. Yeah, so
makes
we're in
sense.
the universe where no AI exists
I like
because of
that,
Death
Mikey.
Spa. But
Wow.
I like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
So, yeah, gobbledygook.
Mike,
No, I was just wondering if maybe that was like there was a script written and that was like the initial idea. They're like, oh, there's this computer that controls like the building from like Gremlins 2,
right.
right?
Yeah.
But then they're like, you know, the different drafts are like, oh, maybe we'll make it like a spa and we'll just have the computer shit thrown in there and it'll make sense. But that's like all the things that happen in this. There's like tiles that blow off the wall and the computer wouldn't do that. There's
Yeah.
the diving board, like the screw gets undone, but like computers don't do that.
Well,
but
we're,
see,
we're
that's
going
a
little,
separate thread.
It's a
Yeah,
separate
yeah.
thread.
That's a
You're
separate
going
thread.
a little
Which
too,
again, now that's
you
the
know.
thing. That's what it should have leaned into.
Well,
is
it-
the supernatural thing and remove entirely the
Well,
stupid technological
we
stuff.
get there. I feel like the computer was like a trick to get to
yeah.
where,
Maybe
where
it's-
we're going.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's both. Maybe it's both
That's a confusing
supernatural.
heron.
Yeah.
There's-
I know.
This film is genius. You,
You-
need to accept
You
it.
got to take notes on this movie. I
Yeah.
feel like to
yeah,
to
it's
actually.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
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 So
I'm not gonna lie to you, it really kept losing my attention. I was like watching it, and I was just like,
no way.
Now,
This
see, that's why
movie?
you don't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were as glued to it,
As we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
This
As Joe
movie
was.
is so bad it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's brilliant.
I stuck to my pond in the backyard.
That's cool.
splashing in the mud.
Yeah, I could dig
Were,
that.
were you by yourself?
I was. Could you maybe not just call
I-
me out on the show?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Did you jack it?
Keep asking me that.
No, so we see that Michael's lawyer is also in the room and present during this investigation.
Because
And these cops are just asking any questions they want. And Michael's lawyer is also there, and he's about as effective as like a diet water. Like I feel like
that's a pretty good
right,
analogy.
feel
I like that.
yeah, like he just sits there. He's like, "Hey, don't ask my client that," and he already answered.
He already answered the question,
Yeah. Anyways, the detectives are. They're like, "Hey, can we speak with this guy, the programmer, David Avery?" So they begin to question David, but he has an alibi because last night he was hacking.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, hacking? What is hacking? And then he explains what hacking is, but what he explains isn't actually hacking.
Nope.
Yeah.
Did anybody actually recognize him, by the way?
Yes,
From
I
Star
did.
Trek?
Yeah.
Yep.
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 Yeah,
That's
that was
where I
David
got him.
Avery.
Yep. Merritt Buttrick, I believe is how you say his name.
Buttrick?
That was- yes. Kirk's
Buttrick.
son.
Buttrick.
Star Trek 2 and 3. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, I immediately was like, I didn't know who this
Yep.
is. Yeah.
Yep.
So in the pool area, Darla is swimming, who we met earlier before, a super important character,
Already forgot her name.
who shows up once again, I
She
think.
does.
So in
Did
the
we
pool,
gloss over Chelsea Field?
I was gonna say there's another one that's in this movie, Last Boy Scout.
Yeah,
Bruce
Last
Willis's
Boy
wife,
Scout, and
Mrs.
she was
Hollenbeck,
she was also in the He-Man movie,
Master of the Universe.
Masters of the
Yes.
Universe.
wait, that's
Yes.
Darla, isn't it?
Is that Darla?
That's
She was also in
That's the
Clive
swimmer.
Barker's Lords of Illusion.
Yes.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
more importantly, married to Scott Bakula.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Scott Dracula.
Yeah, that was the other one. Yeah, a lot of
Dracula,
people in this movie,
Dracula.
kids.
Do you remember
A lot
that
of
movie
famous
we were
people.
gonna make, the Scott Quarterbacula?
Yeah, Scott Quarterbacula.
He's a
back
vampire.
from high school. He's
Yeah.
a ghoul. He's a ghoul.
ghoul. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Who plays for the football team?
Yes.
Oh, any use of ghoul, I'm in.
I know.
Yeah.
We
I
had
like
we had a
these.
night where we just pitched this movie to everybody.
and-
I think they were horribly annoyed with us.
Yeah, I think they were.
Don't
Especially-
think it. They were. I guarantee you, they were horribly annoyed with you.
No,
like,
no,
I have
no,
to
no. They asked us to leave. They liked it.
Still waiting to hang out with those guys again.
So in the pool area, Darla is swimming, and then she goes to the diving board, and she goes to dive into the pool, and the weird thing is, Darla jumps on it about 5 or 6 times.
That's not how you.
And that's
yeah.
not how you really dive. Like
Yeah.
most people just like walk up to the board, jump once, and then jump off.
The
She's
Olympics
like,
are on now. So, yeah, just bouncing.
There
There.
was a
Yeah.
backstory to that.
Oh yeah, what is it?
She was actually terrified to dive, so she was actually just kind of getting herself revved up to do it.
That's in the director's cut. You need
No.
to watch
Oh.
that.
Now, see, I was gonna say there's an argument that could be made that when Marvin, Ken Foree's character, he installed it earlier that day. So there's the argument that could be made that she was testing it out, make sure that it was installed good, which it wasn't.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
So she was effective in her work of
Right.
testing it.
the
Yeah.
the 5 bounce test.
The
That's-
five
Do you
bounce.
see how well this film
Standard across
really
the
is? That it
industry.
makes you think like this. That we're actually digging this deep into.
I
it?
don't know
Yeah.
why.
It's brilliant.
But the
That
board
wasn't
comes loose,
digging.
which
No, but it was.
It was.
No one died
Was
though.
there? No.
I was
No
kind
one-
of hoping
yeah.
someone died.
So Darla,
This is good
the
shit.
board comes loose. She falls in. The board almost hits her. It doesn't.
And she lets you
Um,
know that about 10
Yeah,
seconds
she's
later.
like, it almost hit me on the way in. And I was like, oh my god, you take your time diving and talking. And so then the cops are, they get there and they're like, oh, all right, let's dust for prints. I'm like, you're gonna dust the diving
You're gonna
board?
dust one
She
single
literally
nut.
crawls up on the,
Right.
shakes her shoes off, goes up on the diving board. Yep, the screws are missing.
Yeah. Look
Hey,
at
doesn't
this.
he's like, that's just speculation.
Yeah, that's just speculation. I'm like, this lawyer, outstanding.
That when that board did collapse, by the way, that did get a big laugh out of me.
Yeah.
It's like really awkwardly filmed.
Oh yeah.
It's just the whole scene's really weird. Even like the whole diving part, it's just like it doesn't cut like diving. You know, like her jumping from the front. It's literally from the back, and you just see her
Yeah.
jumping 5 times.
It's right here. My notes it says, "Someone messed with the bolts," and the guy just goes, "That's just speculation." It's like,
Speculation.
no shit.
Yeah. What? So Michael then goes down and he confronts David about his system being faulty, and they start to bicker about Michael's wife / David's sister, about her being dead and how it's each other's fault. They're like, this is your fault. He's like, my fault? It's your fault. And
It's both their faults.
yeah, and I was just like, oh, by the way, he's also in Fright Night too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's married.
Yeah. Friday Night too.
Yeah. Also, like Star Trek, but he's also Richie in.
Oh, that is Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we get where Marvin and Michael discuss the diving board and quickly get over it by throwing a football back and forth. This scene,
That was phenomenal.
That's some real flirty
Yeah,
friendship. they got
That
going
was
on.
very flirty.
that's very Room-esque. I would like to think Tommy Wiseau watched that scene. He's like, you can solve all the problems in the world. Just
Because then it gets even more flirtatious when they go in the pool.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's
something
really
else.
funny because they're just like, man, it sucks about the diving board, and Darla and Laura, they're like, yeah, I'm so bummed out about now. And
Want
then
to toss the pigskin around?
yeah, like Kid Forey's just like, hey, and he throws a football. at
You always
Michael.
know how to cheer me up, Kinfori.
Yeah, and they're just like throw the football back and forth, and then they're like, life is great, and I'm like, poor Laura is blind in the hospital. I don't know if it's like something you could get over that quickly. Anyways, the 2 detectives discuss Michael and his wife, who was burned to death, and
Which
burned to a
great
crisp.
flashback scenes when they show that. Just phenomenal. Up on the mountain, just burning.
Yeah. And she's like, I think it's connected, and I'm like,
Wait,
how?
is that when they do the flashback of her burning in her
Yeah.
wheelchair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then she like stands up.
Yes.
Yeah.
She has like an FDR moment.
I
With a
also,
beautiful kind of like sunset behind her.
Yeah.
I know it's nitpicky.
It's a miracle. Oh no, she's on fire.
Setting yourself on fire cures paralysis.
Who Who knew?
I know it's nitpicky for this kind of movie, but when they describe his dead wife and how she burned to death to unrecognizable ash,
Yes.
Yes.
but I'm sorry, I know that's a woman. I know that's a dead woman's body.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't look like unrecognizable ash to me.
It just looks like Chucky at the
clearly
end of the
I would
first
like
movie.
to know what recognizable ash constitutes as.
Yeah. I recognize it.
I can
That's
industry-
definitely
like-
ash
definitely
right there.
ash.
In the 80s, everybody was on cocaine. Nobody could recognize anything.
See, there's a little bit of white in that ash. That guy's the guy that did
I
cocaine.
get it.
Cocaine was huge.
Could
Yeah.
be something.
It's gonna
Anyway.
be huge.
Huge.
So Michael and Marvin mess around in the pool now, and Marvin thinks Priscilla.
Very flirtatious again. Like, very,
Yeah.
like, with the full dunking each other. And
Yeah, they're like, ooh.
I believe Michael had a Speedo on. Like, it's
Yeah,
weird stuff.
it's awesome. And then, so Marvin's like, I think Priscilla might have been there the night of Laura's accident. And Michael's like, wait a second. Priscilla the manager? He's like, yeah.
Is that what she's listed as in the cast? Priscilla the manager,
I
not
don't
Priscilla.
know. But I just think it's so funny that when she introduces herself, she's like, I'm Priscilla, the manager.
I think that's how I'm going to start introducing myself.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm
She
Vince,
can-
the manager.
Just like a little description after
Yeah.
you introduce yourself.
And the best part is, like, they go up to the front desk, right? And they're like, oh, can we talk to your manager? And they point right to Priscilla. Because, like, behind them, she's like, hi, I'm Priscilla, the manager.
Did you happen to see what was playing on the TV when they were doing all this?
No.
It was, I believe, the
Donahue?
Beatles a hard no,
Oh.
the Beatles a Hard Day's Night.
What?
Yeah,
Hey.
I backed it up. I'm looking. I'm like, that's Hard Day's Night, I believe. It's
Get
very,
outta
Hey,
yeah, very strange.
Rookie mistake. Don't put a better movie in your crappy movie.
So then we get the best line of the movie.
Oh, I don't know about that. There's a lot of good lines in this movie.
Darla hits on this guy, and he turns her down. He says, I'm a beta, and you're a VHS.
Yes.
Which has
aged perfectly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
If somebody watched that today, like a teenager, they'd be like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Yeah, like, that means she's better than him? Like,
You
that's
could
a,
you
yeah.
could even go to the next generation and be like, I'm Super DVD and you're Blu-ray.
Yeah.
You're. What was
You're
that
a
one? It
Blu-ray
was-
and I'm a 4K.
What was that other one in between that it was like HD DVD?
Oh,
Oh,
HD
HD
DVD.
DVD.
Before, yeah, yeah.
I'm Laserdisc, and you're
Yep.
DVD.
You're just a Divx.
And I love how those are decided. Everybody knows how that's decided, right? What the next format is going to be.
Is it true that it goes with whatever the porn industry
Whatever the
goes
porn
with?
industry
Yeah.
decides, that's what it is.
Wow.
VHS became
Yep.
a thing over beta because the porn industry was like, no, we want to use VHS.
Tropic Thunder
Yeah.
even alludes to that when they go, do you know why Blu-ray went out? Because porn backed it.
because porn backed
Yeah.
instead of what was it? Super DVD or no? What was that called?
It was HD DVD.
HD DVD. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Which actually HD DVD was a better quality than Blu-ray
Correct. Kind of like Beta was better than VHS, but yeah.
Yeah.
and heavier too. I think.
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
nerds.
HD DVD. HD DVD probably should have sent like a fruit basket or something
Yeah.
to those filthy
Porn.
producers.
Please, like you don't enjoy it.
By the way, Rory, in that pond.
What?
Did you jack it?
Oh yeah.
No, Michael goes to his office and gets a terrible whiff and finds a bird nest in his office, and he drops it on the ground, and we see like this little bird fetus, and I was like, why is this in this movie? It's kind of gross.
And then coming up to the next scene, I love it.
Yeah, so Michael confronts his brother-in-law, David, about the whole incident and threatens David with medical... He's like, bro, if you don't cut it out, you're going to need medical
No, he's
attention.
no. He says he says to him, "You need medical attention," and then he says back to him, "If you don't cut it out, you're gonna need medical attention."
Yeah, and I was like,
No, you're gonna need medical.
No, not me. You.
you're going to need medical attention. I hope you have insurance,
I
man.
I love.
I do. I hope you have insurance because you're gonna need medical attention.
Well, I might punch you in the mouth. Do you have dental insurance?
Yeah. Who do you use?
Well, I go down the street. He's pretty good.
Hey.
I could recommend him.
Would you?
Yeah.
right.
But I'm gonna fucking punch you in the mouth.
I just want to say I'm real mad at you still, but I was thinking about actually leaving my dentist because I wasn't getting the dental care that I so desired.
You know what? Your teeth do look pretty shitty.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. I'll hook you up
Thanks for
later.
confirming that. I really feel like I need a lot of work.
So then, over in the showers, a group of ladies
So dumb.
are getting
This is what I meant by the gratuitous nudity shot.
Yeah. In the shower scene, we see a bunch of ladies. They're taking showers. And, they're joking back and forth.
You better say the best joke that was.
Oh, no, I didn't write it down.
The one where we'll keep going and then I'll interject when you get to the.
So then this group of ladies get attacked by the shower title.
well, all right. Well,
tiles.
you didn't go where I thought you were going to go.
She,
So let me.
I think I can tee you up on this. Where she says, she turns the lights back on,
Well, do that one.
and then so she turns the lights back
Because
on.
the lights go off and she's like, "Turn the lights back on."
It turned the goddamn lights back on, and then the lights come back on. She was like, "Oh, I wish you could bring some." Wish
Like another minute of like in the shower or something, and then it's just like a ridiculous pan of
so
just all
much
the girls in
nudity.
the shower.
All those girls are actually all the extras. They're actually from the porn industry. That's not a joke.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
They-
that's actually on IMDb.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see
they're
that.
all comfortable with being nude on film, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
Talking about
There was
Send in the girl.
send them in.
Send them in. I know a couple guys too. So
They were all paid with soup afterwards.
yeah. So two guys are working out. Well, it's funny because okay, wait. Let's go back to
Cream
Like
of
that?
mushroom.
You like that? Okay, good.
They were paid with soup.
soup.
At the end of the shoot, they're like, "Well, can we have our soup?" They're like, "No."
No, we're really
You get
we're
it.
really out of it right now. But these shower tiles pop off the walls.
And they all have a little hose behind them, a little hole
Special
behind them where
effects
the
hose more than
You
it
can
is actual
definitely tell like there was like
They're just blowing it out.
people, behind the walls, like
off, just off to the side. You can see some guy with
whoa, tiles.
No one's ever gonna notice this.
right.
It's like a straw sticking out of
Be
the
a
wall.
quick cut. Be a quick cut. It's gonna be fine.
It's so terrible.
people in the movie theater were audibly saying, "That's how they did that. I see it.
That's- yeah.
I see the hole. That's how they did
I
that."
see how they did that.
You know that term "movie magic"?
Yeah.
Not
No,
present.
not involved.
Not present.
That's because
No.
they spent the budget on the porn girls.
Probably.
Probably for the producers.
No, that was
Yes.
just they paid them with soup. Apparently.
So two guys are working out, and the one guy, Robert, the beta guy, he is doing his workout, and he gets stuck, and he gets tore up like his.
But
rib cage.
explain why though.
Yeah, he's like.
Here
trying
we
to
go
lift-
with Rory's computer. The computer is hooked up
Yeah.
to this like bench press
Why?
machine. I don't know, man. It's the 80s.
What?
Everybody's on
It's
coke.
a personal trainer. That's
Yeah.
the AI. It's a
That's
personal
the
trainer.
AI. So he's
It
doing it.
adjusts the weight.
The computer is in there making him now putting more pressure on him.
Yeah.
That doesn't track.
All right,
But,
so-
hey,
wait.
for the record though, it leads to something really fucking cool looking.
Correct.
Yeah, when his
Yeah.
rib cage
Yeah.
breaks open.
Yeah.
Okay,
blood
so
spurts
like
out.
you run. Do you ever run on a treadmill?
Yeah.
Do you ever have it do its own setting where it makes you go uphill and downhill and stuff like that, where it does it itself?
I mean, like you can make a setting for it to do things.
So like you could
know?
like you could set it and run a trail and you go incline and then you level off and you run for a while. The gym is set up that way, so you're doing reps of like 20 and then out of nowhere it just adds 5 pounds to it. So that's the
I want to
allure of
challenge
it.
this. I want
Hey,
to
man,
challenge
I'm
both
just-
For all
of
you
this.
people at home, Vince just made an ass out of us all. 'Cause
No,
this is the truth.
No, that's not true. Because honestly, if you're on a treadmill and somebody randomly just starts fucking with your speed or the hills and you're not prepared for it, that could lead to some like really bad accidents.
No,
Like a death spot.
I fell on my face because some asshole in the control room was like, "Well, you're
Get
gonna,
up to 20.
yeah, you finish your mile in like 12 minutes. Well, I'm gonna set it so that it's done in 4."
Man, I always wanted to do that. There goes that dream. So the lawyer talks to Michael, and he's like, "Hey, Michael, you have to keep this place open." And Michael's like, "I don't know. There's been all these accidents. I think the machines are kind of messing. Like the computer is messing with our equipment." And the lawyer's like, "Whoa! You got to keep the machines on, man, because keep them on until after the party. You know
The
why?
Mardi Gras party.
Yeah, because that's what makes this club unique." And Michael goes, "You know what? You're right."
You know what
And
he should have said? It's like, "What are you, the mayor in Jaws?"
He should have. That would have been so good.
I need to backtrack because there was a part. It's for important character growth for Michael when the girls were all attacked in the shower and they were all upset, and then there were two in particular that were very upset.
Yes, please go
so
back
he's
to
like,
this.
you know what, girls, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna give you 3 free months of membership. Come to my house tomorrow afternoon to get that.
Yeah.
And they also alluded to basically, I don't know if you picked up, that they were going to have a threesome.
Yes.
That
They,
was
they didn't
there,
allude to it.
but
That's what they said.
Right, even
that's
though,
why they were coming tomorrow.
even though he's with the other girl that's blind,
right.
he's going
Joe.
to have a threesome with these two girls.
Thank
And
you
his
for
wife-
elaborating on exactly the point that I was just making.
I was just trying to simplify it for myself.
That's a good
Folks
point that I
involved.
just thought of.
It was. That was
Yeah.
really good. Mike. I'm glad I could elaborate on that.
And his wife that burned to death a year ago.
Yeah.
Is, yeah. So he
Unrecognizably-
moves on really fast.
Unrecognizably. Yeah.
Right.
Unrecognizable Ash.
Yeah.
So Michael picks up Laura from the hospital, who he's dating, and her eyes are bandaged, and we see where Michael is trying to seduce her.
Well,
a
can we
freak.
go to the
Yeah.
way that this was cut though? When he brings her to
It's
his
so
house,
weird. Yeah.
he gives her a gift, which I believe was a shirt or a sweater. Now she has the bandages and the sunglasses on, but yet she's holding it up and smiling like, "Ooh, this is beautiful."
Well, Michael wasted his time because his girlfriend is blind, so he wrapped the present. You don't have to wrap the present.
you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
I
You don't
mean,
have to
she
do
held
anything.
it
You-
up and looked at it like she had fucking eyes.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny if, like, off camera, you hear someone go, "Your character's blind." Oh yeah, shit.
Well, because then you go to the next scene. The edit was just now to a dinner where he's literally feeding her.
I can't eat asparagus ever
Yeah,
again.
asparagus.
A very limp but slightly hard
Very-
asparagus.
very
Yeah.
phallic.
Yeah.
Very phallic,
Yes,
very
and they're shooting
misshapen.
it, the way they shot it from the side was
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
I wish that he would have rubbed it on her lips a little bit.
A little bit more.
And then
A
smacked
little-
her cheek.
Yeah, maybe with like some ranch dressing or something too.
I would have loved
You
like
know.
a baby bird kind of thing where he chewed it and then he spits in her.
Well, we
mouth.
already
He's
had
like,
the baby bird dead, so we didn't want
Oh,
to do
that's
that
true.
twice.
Age.
Yeah.
I would like to
Yeah.
see your version of Death Spot.
Oh, thank you. I would like to do it.
But then the best line though that might top the other one with the VHS and the betas is when he's kissing her neck and she goes, "I wish I could see you," but then she goes, "My God, I might leave these bandages on forever."
I may never want to see again because it's so seductive.
If you could only see Rory's face right now, people, this is absolutely priceless.
I
I'm
think
gonna-
you missed that part, didn't you?
No, I
Did you
saw
miss
it.
Oh, okay.
I saw it.
saw
I
it, but he
still don't
blocked it out.
understand it. No,
Did you go out to your pond and you're like, I'll come back later?
Well,
this
see, Roy, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much.
this movie has a thing about it where you're reading the plot and I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that happened. Oh yeah, that happened. It's a hard one to comment on because it's just like a bunch of random shit
Oh
happening.
yeah, 100%.
It's,
You know?
it's super random.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that like it doesn't actually have a plot.
No.
No.
It's just a bunch of shit. And then they get into like the third act and they start trying to like, bring it home. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what's been going on. And there's some thin story in there. But I'm like, listening to you read this plot, and I'm like, Darla? Who the fuck is Darla? I'm like, there's a bird and a dead bird on the floor? Oh, yeah, that did happen. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a weird movie.
There's,
It's
there's
a weird
3
movie.
very good threads happening in this movie.
Yeah.
EJ, I think you have to go to the sister brother thing too because you kind of.
Oh, yeah, no, we will. Yeah,
I don't know if that was right around there. I'm like, you got to throw
Yeah.
that in there.
So back at the gym, the lockers in the locker room start going crazy, and then one ends up killing this girl.
Yeah, lockers do that.
And I was just like, wow, what a way to go.
Like
you're
a
just
spear too.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Right
like,
through the
"Wh-
throat, like
what,
the throat, yeah.
What was that? Where was that spear? Do they build the lockers with spears inside of them?
And we learned
why?
it was Laura's locker.
Yes.
That blind
Not
bitch.
even her own locker.
Oh, it's yeah. Which we'll come back to that scene with Laura later.
Yeah,
but
where
like,
she's blind looking through. Yeah, oh god.
Absolutely fantastic.
On a positive note,
She
fucking
adapted to
cool-
blindness
cool
it
immediately.
looks
effect.
cool.
Yes.
yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Looks-
when she screams and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
awesome.
and it like pops out of her neck. And
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's just very
It's just-
random and
Yeah.
stupid.
Where did that come from?
Here's what I'm going to say, and I think I just said this in the last episode. There's a special effects person, or there's a costume designer, somebody, and they say, "Hey, I can do this," and director producer says, that's really cool. Don't worry, I'll figure out a way to get it in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
I
Sure.
feel like sometimes that just happens in these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like with
No,
the
it's
cheek, and it was the cheek in the last one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
don't know.
Guarantee. Yeah.
Don't they do that with Marvel movies now? Where they like have seriously, they have like action sequences like worked out before the movies.
Oh
Actually,
yeah, like they
so
have like, oh, we can do this effect, and they're
We'll
like,
have like this chase scene, we'll have this fight scene. They're like, where? Like, oh, I'll figure
it
out.
does. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the next movie on the line?
Yeah.
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 Well,
So Michael and Laura arrive at the gym past closing time, and he leaves a practically blind Laura alone in the locker room.
but for a blind girl, she gets around amazing.
Well, she's been there before.
But it's amazing she could just do it though, like feel her way and just. Know
I
everything.
think she's faking it, kind of like Stevie Wonder. Anyway,
yeah, he tries to access the computer,
Hot take.
and the computer then says, "Michael, I miss you," and he spots something in the camera, and it's just Darla in a costume.
Bitch.
Because at first he's like, "Whoa, what is that?" And then he chases it, and he rips the mask off, and it's just like Darla, and she's like, "I'm just getting ready for the party," and I would have been like, "Dude, it's like 2 days from now. What are you doing
I'm
here?"
gonna
You
sleep in
just
this.
say to her, "Terrible idea." Terrible.
Why are you just skulking the halls?
Yeah, like
Dressed
what are
like
you
that.
doing? And then the weird thing is he never questions the Michael, I miss you on the computer. He just sees it and he runs off. Like he doesn't even like, what's this mean? Or like he doesn't take like
I'd
a
have
second.
questions.
Yeah, he never takes a second to go.
They also just show the body in the locker and nobody elaborates on it. It's just there.
It's just behind.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
see it from behind. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next scene starts off at the office of Dr. Lido Moray.
You better go into detail with this because this was phenomenal. Now we start getting crazy.
Yeah, who runs a paranormal investigation kind of thing where you could hire him and he'll look into certain stuff.
yeah, I got a
And-
guy like that.
Yeah, and Michael goes to see him, and he's like, "Do you have an item?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So he brings out this item that belonged to his wife, and we find out that she killed herself by setting herself on fire. And it was because they couldn't have children.
As he runs over with this little kind of like Ghostbusters
Yeah.
little device.
That
he
was
had.
in my notes too.
Did you have this little Ghostbusters thing?
Isn't that like Ghostbusters? She's like, well, does it even work? I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous what this guy does because Moray. I knew the name had to be something. Like you don't just pick that name.
Yeah.
Like a moray eel.
Moray Eel.
Yes.
And that thing, there's also a Professor Moray who was along the time of Tesla, was trying to do renewable energy. And he created a Moray device, which is a vacuum tube, which I think is what that guy is
They
waving.
went into this much detail in this film.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
No, I went into that much detail looking up why the fuck is this guy named Moray. And then I looked up all these different things. I'm like, it has to be the same
That's
guy.
some more.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
god damn it!
so-
Damn
Damn
it. I was gonna get there anyway.
Wow.
I just want to backtrack. I don't know if this was like one of the first scenes in the movie, but I think there's a sequence when I think he's dreaming and they flash to her setting herself on fire, but you only see it for a split second,
Yeah.
and it looks like just phenomenal that the way
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah,
that's
Oh, it looks awesome. Yeah.
And when I
Yeah.
saw that, I was like, okay, I'm in on this movie. And then everything after that let me down.
What? No.
Yes.
This movie?
No. Fuck you, EJ.
So the doctor, Michael's like, "Hey, can you check out my spa? Like, if you want to stay overnight and like, you can work out for free." And Dr. Moray's like, "Yeah, I'll go during the day and then I'll stay overnight. I'll go check it out, and I'll check out your spa, see if it's haunted." He's like, "Great."
That's
So
his solution. to Everything. He's just
I know.
he's like, I'll give you 3 passes.
yeah.
Let you work out in a spa.
Yeah, hit up that one machine. It can really bust you up, but it's
You
good.
think so?
Yeah, man.
Row machine,
Yeah,
busting buys and tries.
hell, dude. So
I don't
then
even know if those are muscle groups.
we get a
It sounds good though.
we get this weird scene where David is chatting with his dead sister Catherine, and it's all voiceover, so we're not really seeing how
It's
this
so
plays
bad.
out.
The ADR in this
Oh,
movie
Oh,
it's
I was gonna say the
pulls
ADR
me
is
out of the
awful.
movie
Yeah.
several times.
It,
So
it sounds like a dubbed Italian movie.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm not sure I want to continue with doing this. I feel like we're hurting people. She's like,
You
"Come
feel
on."
like you're hurting people?
Yeah. I'm like, you
that how you
blinded a
feel?
person. Yeah.
live it.
It's not really a subjective thing.
And then they bone, like, right?
That's
Is
what
that-
you do.
There's no doubt
That
about
is
it.
what
Yeah,
they're
there's
like
no
kind of
doubt about
implying.
it.
DJ,
No
it was the
doubt about
80s.
it.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
You know,
different times.
the last-
He was
Yeah,
ponying
man.
her sister.
the
He was
last,
ponying
incest, man.
last two movies we've covered,
Incest.
yeah, a little bit of incest going on.
At the spa, the two detectives come back asking Michael about his patron, Marcy, who has been missing for 2 days. And I'm guessing that's the locker girl because they
Correct.
never really address her as
The
Marcy.
lawyers and the detectives in this movie. My God.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Unbelievable.
And that no one like closed that locker, right? Like I feel like someone would have spotted it by now.
Not only that, the smell. Think of the smell.
The smell. Yeah, and like the way it was like protruding out of her neck, it's
Yeah.
not like, oh yeah, it will stuff her baguette. I don't know, man. So, anyways, Michael and Dr. Murray catch up quick. And Dr. Murray settles in to run his investigation. Meanwhile, a patron named Linda, who is part of, so Michael at one point is like, he has Laura back at the house, and he's about to have a threesome with these two girls.
Correct.
And he's like, meet me in the basement later on or whatever. And
She's like, okay.
yeah. And she's like, okay, sounds good. And
But the best is when she says to, and I forget the girl's name, but the French Prince of Bel-Air girl who was the other
Hillary.
girl, when she's
Yeah.
like, can you handle Michael by yourself? She's like, oh, yeah, yes, I can.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this girl, Linda, she gets this like fake note that's like given to her and stuff. And she goes to the basement looking for Michael. But she
Can
ends
we
up,
talk about that basement real fast?
yeah, it's like out of
Like-
A Nightmare in Elm Street.
Seriously, with like the box that just came down the chute for no apparent reason, and
Those
the
are dirty
lighting.
towels.
Yeah, the dirty towels, but like the lighting was just almost like
Yeah, no lights, just the emergency lights. Basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just looked like you just went down to the basement of.
I can respect that there was only one basement in this building, though. So, yeah.
But if you look at the exterior of the building, it looks like it wouldn't have a
Correct.
basement at all.
was it
correct.
designed by the guy from, what was that movie?
Valentine?
No. Was it Valentine?
No,
You know what I'm
Hellraiser,
talking about. Yeah.
Bloodlines.
Oh,
Bloodlines?
God, the
It was
architect.
designed by him.
Also, I don't know if buildings in LA have basements.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say
what I
the
was
same
just
thing.
gonna
I
say
don't
that
think
too.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida and LA.
Yeah.
No basements.
Yeah.
Hey, all I know is in my notes it says, girl walking down steps. Looks cool.
That's a good note.
Yeah.
Strong notes, man.
In this scene,
That's the kind of effort I put into
character
this
is walking
episode.
Exactly.
downstairs.
You can tell Roy really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's so hard to comment on it.
It's a good note, man.
I got plenty more like that.
So she gets to the basement, and at one point the stuff starts happening, and she gets like an acid bath or something, or is it the chlorine maybe that is?
No, it's
Cited-
it's
was
definitely
it-
acid.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
So
this
this
is,
would
like,
be the
burning right
computer,
through
of
her.
course, now doing this. You would
Yeah.
No, this is
assume.
the ghost.
Right, but you
Yeah.
would maybe think at this point the computer still possibly they're letting you believe maybe. Yeah.
Is there a camera down there? You know that huge, not a camera projector?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you talking about the device that was like, this is obviously a camera, everyone? Everybody looking at this. This is a camera.
Yeah. Was there one down there? Did we? Yeah, I think
I
so
think
because
there
someone's
was.
laughing, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Roy's notes say,
Good, good,
that's
good.
neat.
Neato.
So neato. Laura Danvers, she's back at Michael's, and she gets a visit from David, and he's acting kind of like
David?
like a lunatic.
Oh.
Yeah, like David. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic David.
Classic David, and it's not looking good for Laura at this point. But if you're nervous, don't worry. Michael arrives home, and Laura's totally okay. And
Well, you forgot about the lady delivering the groceries, which was
Yeah.
just for like no reason.
yeah, and David answers the door, and he puts the groceries on the steps, and then we're like, oh, all right, he's gonna do something to Laura now. And then nothing happens. Michael just returns home.
And
She's,
she's
like,
asleep.
sleeping on
Yeah,
the
she's
couch.
sleeping
Yeah.
like face down on the couch, and he's like, Laura, yes.
And she picks her head up.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the point in the movie where I stopped watching. So let's go on.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh.
That's a
yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
That is
It
definitely
was a
decision.
choice. A bold choice, but I respect you for it.
You know
So-
what? I watched most of this movie and hated it.
Yeah.
And now I won't find out how it ends.
Yeah. I feel
Why?
like
No,
after
you
this
fuckers are gonna tell
episode,
me.
Frequels is going to have a revision. Certain criteria must be met.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it this way. He's a straight man here.
You could play the game that you guys always want to play. Did this happen or not?
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
like it.
All right.
Yeah, let's drag this episode out more.
Rory hated this movie. Like, you
I
could
just,
tell.
it's hard, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those movies where I'm like, I wish there was more to play with, you know? Because it's just, again, it's hard when it's just kind of like a series of things that happen for no particular reason. Even
Right.
before I'm listening to you and you're like, well, we don't know if it was the computer or if it was a ghost that did it. I'm like, yeah, it would have been awesome if the movie fucking told me.
I think they use that writing routine where it's like, this happens, therefore this happens.
Yeah.
But they totally misunderstood that whole writing practice.
I feel like the script was written by like a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And then the girls
Probably.
are like naked in the locker room.
Do you think
and then
we
like
could...
she gets an acid bath. Little stupid kid.
Yeah. My dad's a pool cleaner. Do you think it would be kind of weird if like this girl burned from chlorine?
Oh yeah, son, you don't want to get chlorine.
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with chlorine.
Let me tell you about the acid burn at 87 now.
Let me tell you all about this. See the scar on my arm?
Well, no,
I
I
didn't
got
get
the
it from the
scar.
fire.
Yeah.
This is all chlorine related.
I forgot.
Maybe
Oh no. Okay. Up until this point, I'll say this about this movie: you've made me watch a lot of shit. This was like literally difficult to watch.
Wow.
Am I wrong,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rory? Up until this
Yeah.
point, am I
It's 3
completely
against
wrong?
2 on this one, guys.
you have a strong case.
This
Unlike
was
the
some of the most
lawyer.
incredible shit
Vince,
I've ever watched.
I'm united with you.
Yeah,
right now.
okay.
Okay. No,
So
no, I
Yeah,
want
Mikey,
we'll talk more.
We're on our own.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all right.
I enjoyed it.
No,
Um,
and I'm happy that you guys enjoyed it.
I'm not. But go on.
So Dr. Mori is running tests at the spa, trying to get some readings and stuff, and he finds the pulsating burned body of Linda, who's like still barely alive. It's very like Terrifier 2.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
yeah,
where
that's
she's
a Terrifier
not-
too.
And she still sounds fine. Like she's
Yeah.
not. It's really bad the way that she's trying. Like, but she's. I think she'd be worse.
Did
like,
she not lose the faculties of her voice? She still sounded the same.
Yeah,
even though
she
she
yeah.
just
should've-
sounded like okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
but she's bubbly.
badly burned.
But bubbling.
Yeah,
So
bubbling to the point.
he
of just-
runs away. He's not like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" He just like runs. He's like, "Ah, ghost!" And so he runs, and that's when he comes across the ghost of Catherine, who tosses him around. Like she tosses him in the air, and then tosses him over
It's like
here
that
and
Freddy
over
versus
there.
Jason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Now
much. I
we're
was just
getting to
thinking
the
of that. Now we're
climax of
getting
the
yep.
movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at one point,
Jilt.
Wait,
he pulls out his gun.
does she throw him up up a thing and he hits the thing and then he rolls back down?
The
Yeah.
conveyor belt. Yeah,
That's
right
when I
down the
stopped
conveyor
watching.
belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at one point he goes to shoot her. Like he pulls out his gun.
Oh, this is
and he pulls the
fantastic.
trigger, and his hand just explodes.
Yeah.
That's my favorite moment in the movie.
Fantastic.
That I remember.
Fantastic.
And
Like
it's
she used the force to make his hand
Yes.
explode.
Yeah.
the hand blowing up is awesome. The framing is entirely
It's
wrong.
So bad.
It is like incompetent.
It's so good. It's bad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yep.
It's stunningly inept.
Yep.
Also,
Yes.
this scene with him running, I was like, I know this guy. He's the sheriff from Scream, and he's the cop from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh my god, that's really him?
Yeah, he's Sheriff Burke.
Oh.
What? That's insane.
Don't look
Oh.
at me.
That's
a lot
crazy.
of people in this fine film.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Hell yeah.
He's
I'm
like
glad
the
that he
lieutenant
listened.
or something, or sergeant in Nightmare on Elm Street. I can't remember.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you listened to the advice that someone gave him on the set of this movie. Just hang in there. Better things are on the horizon, man. We're just trying to get through the shoot.
Rory, could you imagine being in post production and they show you that hand explosion and that's all you have to work with?
I know you're just like, Jesus.
Jesus
camera angle.
Christ.
And then you're like, that person has
Make
to
it work.
sit back
Make
and
it work.
remember why they got into film to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, man, I used to love doing this.
And
used to-
and they would say, "Can I see the alt?" And then they say, "There's no alt.
Oh, we just shot it.
This is it. This is
it.
all we have."
The whole movie's
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
They're like Ed Wood.
This is all we got. Sorry.
It's
Cameras
perfect.
are rolling. Perfect. Great. So Michael goes to the spa and finds Tommy's watch. By the way, if you don't know who Tommy is, we just find out that's the lawyer's name.
Oh, who cares?
Right. I'm just like, oh, who the fuck is Tommy? He's like, Tommy's watch? I'm like, who's Tommy? I'm like, because at this point, they never mention the lawyer's name is Tommy. And I'm like, who the fuck is Tommy? And so he goes to Tommy's house, and I'm
Tommy
like,
was very-
oh, it's the lawyer.
And Tommy was very well known for having that watch, right?
Yep.
Yes.
They set that up earlier in the movie.
Yeah,
They
totally.
were like, to identify the character, right?
100%.
They didn't
I
forget
even think
to
in
do
They
the
that.
one
did
part of the
not do
beginning,
that at all.
I'm almost positive. I could have sworn his watch, the alarm went off in the beginning scene.
did.
He was, yeah, it did, didn't it? It was like beep 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 beep.
Well,
yeah.
they show him when he's messing with the wires and he gets electrocuted. That he takes it off and puts it there. Which,
right.
That's what you do.
So
I guess.
you get electrocuted, and you're like, friggin' watch.
It's the watch.
It's gotta be the watch, right, guys? Let me
I
take
can't
this
get
off.
electrocuted if I'm not wearing a watch.
So he goes to Tom's house and he finds Priscilla there with him. And I have to point this out. Did you notice the boom mic in that shot?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I mean, like, you would have
Gotta
to
go back
be
and check that
Laura
out.
Danvers
Goofs.
blind to miss that. Because that mic is, like, ridiculously huge. I mean, I'm not even joking.
I'm gonna
It's
have
like,
to go back just for that.
Yeah, it's like this big, right? And it's, like, pointing out the doorway to catch, like, the sound as
Did
they're
it have the
walking
dead
out.
cat on there, or was it just
No,
boom?
no, it was like a blank, just sound mic, right? And then they walk out, and then Tommy tries to hide the mic with his blocking, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
All right, Rory. So you're in post production. Okay. You just had to deal with the fucking hand, and then the next scene that you're shooting, there's a boom in it.
That's the next footage they bring in. Like, God, come on, seriously. Guys, are you like, did I do something to you?
I'm sorry.
What is this? I can't even. What? Yeah.
I thought the fruit basket was enough.
Again, not to keep referencing Ed Wood, but it's like when that producer watches Ed's movie for the first time, he's like, oh, this has to be a joke.
And I'm not even joking. They're like this, and it's just like.
Hits him in the face. Don't know.
It comes into frame, and you're like, what is going on? So it turns out they are partially responsible for sabotaging the spa a little bit, like the diving board, putting the chemical into the sauna.
Yeah, some people are admitting to this.
Yeah, so
Priscilla, very
Priscilla, the
quickly.
manager,
All
Very
right.
quick.
and
yeah.
the lawyer.
Okay.
Well,
The
Tommy,
lawyer not-
Tommy still
Tommy's-
declines
yeah,
it. He's
Tommy
like, I don't know where
declines.
she's coming up with this.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy kind of threw her under the bus.
This whole movie is like a fucking fever dream.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So David begs Catherine. He's like, please stop. I don't want to do
You
this
missed
anymore.
the best part though when Michael actually walks up to Tommy's face, very uncomfortably close, and
yeah.
just stares at him for about a good
That's so
about a
good.
good
Yeah,
minute.
he's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, but like it's so
so-
uncomfortable.
and
Like
it's
they're
weird.
just way too close to each other. It's
A
so uncomfortable.
filmmaker made that choice.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Maybe the actors. So Michael asks Marvin to hold David down. He's like, if you see David, hold him down, okay? Grab him. Just like, do whatever you can to manhandle this guy.
Just
Diddle
hold
him.
him down.
Right. And then he's like, all right. He's like, and as far as the computer goes, I'm shutting this baby off. So he's like, boom, 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 and it shuts off. And they look at each other, and they do this like Top Gun
Wait.
high five.
I remember this.
Yeah.
The two of them, and
They're
it's
like-
one of the greatest high fives
Yes.
in cinema history.
Yeah. And I'm like, why isn't this movie about their relationship?
yes.
Like, or those two doing more? Because it seemed like they were like, man, I fucking love you so
Yeah.
much. And it's like, yeah, every scene we're in, I just vibe, right?
Yeah.
And they have like this great chemistry, and you're like, why not
When you
capitalize
can,
on it?
when you can connect on a high five like that, and you
Yeah.
can do it, like you could do that at your house, you could do that with a friend, but to do it in front of a camera, That's something. That's
Yeah.
thespian right
It's
there.
all because he owed the producer so much time that he just went, "This is all you got. This is all you get me."
Yeah. I think it's weird because Michael has more chemistry with Marvin than any of the girls that are interested in Michael throughout this whole movie.
So going back to what I said at the beginning of the episode, do you think this started out as a different script?
Maybe?
I feel like it's like a hodgepodge of a bunch of different ideas.
I feel like you have to hope that it was a bunch of different because if
Otherwise, this was
if
just
other-
somebody's
yeah.
the best somebody could do.
So Michael and the two detectives go to David's house at this point. They're like, let's go, let's get him, let's go to his house, right? So they go, and Michael pulls a B&E for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And they all enter. And he's with like two cops. And Michael's the one that's like, "Poof, don't worry, I could get in." He like breaks into the house. And I'm going like, you're with like two cops and they're not going to be like,
You coulda let
But
them
they
do
turned
it.
around. They
Yeah.
were like,
yeah.
Oh, they turned a blind eye.
Correct.
Oh, I love that. I love a blind eye.
But they only find Catherine's burnt wheelchair in there. And
Didn't
they're
know
like,
wheelchairs could burn.
I guess this one does. And so,
Was it noticeable? Could you tell specifically that it was a wheelchair?
yes, it was the frame, the metal frame, but
Yeah.
none of the leather was there. Just
So it
shards
wasn't
of it.
undescribable ashes, is what you're saying.
Correct. It was not
correct.
correct.
So that night, the spa is having a costume
I
party.
think you missed the one part though. Going back a little bit though, when
A reference to another movie.
No, what? There was one.
Yeah.
Okay, hold that thought. There was the when the
Don't
brothers.
tell him what to do.
Oh, okay. Sorry, honey. Oh, Billy. When the brothers kind of like in the chair talking to the don't make me.
Oh,
do, like,
yeah, I did. I didn't specify like what he
just
was doing,
kinda,
but yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of went over that a little bit, yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a little bit of your story there for you, Rory, about what's going to happen.
He wasn't paying attention.
He wasn't.
don't
No, he
care.
wasn't.
Neither was
He doesn't care. He's checked out. Yeah, yeah.
Ray's like, I checked out.
I
Yeah.
checked out.
There,
He's actually
checked
leading the
out this
podcast right now. We're just gonna phone it in for the rest. And he
there
wants
was,
to go
there
to
was a
sleep.
little Easter egg for a movie that you actually do like,
What's that?
Rory. There was a Psycho reference.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where
So
was that?
when the detective calls in the APB, he's describing David as a slight build, 6 foot, 135-pound male, may be psycho, and get this, he may be in drag.
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Don't
Yeah.
drag Psycho down. Movie, you
This
have
is
your own.
Death Spa.
They were trying to
movie,
lift
you
Death
have
Spot
your own
up.
Yes.
problems. You
They
can't
were, like,
ride the
Cocky in
coattails.
proportions, buddy.
Can't ride the coattails of greatness.
They're like, this is the next Psycho.
They probably thought that.
This is what Psycho 2 should have been.
Yeah.
They're like, all these horror
Psycho
movies
2,
are a
Death
joke.
Spot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bates.
60 years
Bates
from now.
Spa, yes.
Oh man.
Bates Spa
Yeah.
would have been a good movie.
Yep.
So that night, the spa is having a costume party. The two detectives arrive to keep a lookout
Mm-hmm.
for David. In the computer room, we get a Kmart James Duval. Right? Doesn't he look like just like him?
He does.
And he's hanging out, and he's dressed as like a pirate. And in walks the ghost of Catherine, and he is like really feeling her.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, nice arms."
Oh, you're into that.
Wait, is he
You,
like?
you can stay, but I might get in trouble.
Doesn't he actually say like quotation, like no joke, nice arms?
Oh, he does. He literally goes,
Yeah.
"Nice arms."
Is there
Yeah.
heavy petting involved?
Well, she kind of gets a little
pets
sexual
him.
with herself before she does what she's gonna do, which I want to root her for. On
So,
your
I just wanted to say heavy
question.
petting.
She's possessing David, right? So
No.
is this guy
yes.
seeing
David.
David or is he seeing Catherine?
I guess
The movie didn't
he's
tell
seeing
me.
Yeah,
Catherine.
he is seeing
Yeah.
Catherine.
So she can
but
like
yes, it is unclear.
she
Yeah.
can change her face.
Correct.
I don't know.
But we see where she ends up crushing James Duval's face. Michael shows up in his clown costume. He was like, you know what? I know we're looking for this guy, David, but I still have time.
Yeah,
I'm
we still
gonna
got party.
Yeah,
I like to
I
pull
bought
out
the
the party.
costume.
yeah.
I paid for it. I might
Yeah.
as well.
Might as well
I
wear
mean,
this.
they had sushi. They had
Yeah.
sushi at this place.
He got
Yeah.
that costume out of the trunk of legally cleared costumes.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Priscilla, the manager, got him that costume.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
She's like, you don't see anything that's like a Superman costume or anything that might get you.
No.
It's all very generic
yeah.
stuff they got from like the local playhouse.
They're like, this should work. This
Yeah,
will be
this will
alright.
be
Didn't they have the costumes of Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
They
I
had
know
Marcel
something was
Marcel.
dumb.
Marcel
Sorry.
Marcel.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
So we see where Laura gets taken by Catherine, and she is put in a tanning bed, which, you know, that's the worst way to go.
Hey, Final Destination 3.
No, that's actually a great scene.
Yep.
But in this, I'm like, oh yeah, a tanning bed. What a way to like take out Laura. So Michael goes to the computer room. And
Way.
what a way.
You think that they would try to like use that fucking wheelchair? You know, it's
Yeah.
like because she's trying to go after the Laura.
Are you asking why the producers
Hold on.
didn't put any thought into this?
Exactly. Like you think that like they saved the wheelchair, so you'd think that that would fit into the actual overall thing that you're trying to do. It's like, oh well, I was burned up. I'm gonna burn her up. And they brought the wheelchair back and they don't do anything with it. It could have literally left the movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they brought it back into the movie, and then it becomes a thing where I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Because
Like showing her burning in the wheelchair, like what's the purpose of it?
Just
Like she
some-
could
just-
walk, obviously.
you gotta
so
do
why?
something
Well,
with
she
it.
couldn't.
Oh,
So
she
they
couldn't?
could have
She
cut
was
that out.
crippled because of her birth. There was a
Right.
miscarriage. The baby
Okay.
affected her lower spine. Oh, listen
Okay.
to the exposition.
Did she
Yeah.
give birth to a wheelchair?
Wow, that is so. That's
I don't know,
I'm so
man.
confused.
It's good. I feel like she could... So Michael heads to the computer room and he finds the dead body of the pirate, but then he also finds Catherine/David there, and Michael begs David. He's like, "Fight back, David! Come on, fight back!"
And this is a great transition between the two characters.
Yeah, where he
it's-
like rolls over.
Yeah, the
and
effects
then-
were just priceless.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So Michael races to save Laura from the tanning bed, and he pulls her out, and then he starts to give her CPR, even though she wasn't like dead. Like she didn't stop breathing.
He just wanted to put his mouth on her.
Yep.
I don't know. Like he's just like, "Are you okay?" And then he's like
Yeah.
giving her CPR, and I'm like, I think she's gonna be okay breathing. It's not like she's in a tanning.
It was
bed.
the opposite of the kid from The Sandlot.
Man, yeah,
Hey,
yeah, basically.
Vince, for you,
Yes.
would you have minded it if Catherine was like, I wasn't trying to kill her, I was just trying to give her a base?
Healthy little base.
Yeah.
Also,
Little
that,
days.
Like
that
the dumpster
tanning
baby
bed
on It's Always Sunny in
in
Philadelphia?
that tanning room
Yes.
is one tanning bed for like the whole building.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
but it's the tanning section, and
Yeah.
there's just one.
Just one bed for all of these customers.
Yes.
We
It's
got
just
a,
one
we got
bed.
a budget, baby. We got a budget.
Man. And so, anyways,
And he's passing out those memberships like candy.
Yep.
then
He's
we
gonna need
s-
more than one bed.
Then
He's
we
gonna
see
need lots of beds.
yeah. Then we see this other girl who's at the party. She's like the blender girl. And
Which
so
she was
The
making
drink bar.
fun a couple times with the
right,
blender.
like she would
yeah.
joke around like, "Oh, my hand's in the blender." And she's like, "Just kidding." This time she actually puts her hand in the blender.
Why?
with the cop.
And
Why would you do that?
I don't know, but the scene goes on for 4 minutes with her hand in the blender.
It's funny,
Yeah.
Vince. That's
Yeah.
why.
With
and
the cop trying to save her. With,
the cop's
with,
like trying to pull it off.
with you want bad ADR, this is worse than Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull ADR. It is so bad with the cops.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
nerd.
So bad.
Nerd.
Just to put this out there, I stopped reading my notes 15 minutes ago.
His notes are away. They're in his bag. He actually is holding his car keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just gonna...
Don't even need
They're gone forever.
Yeah. So, at this point,
You're gonna need those.
I'm gonna-
that the detective the male detective, he's trying to save her. Well, she dies, and then he gets thrown into the
Yes.
cooler, the
Yes.
walk-in cooler.
Now
And
the movie really comes alive.
Yeah, and this fish comes alive.
My
it's
favorite
an
part of the
eel.
movie.
Deal.
Yeah?
I'm not even kidding. That made me
Yes.
laugh so hard.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Where the fish eating
Yeah.
his throat. He's
The
like,
eel come to life. And
Yeah.
the vitamins were just popping. And
Those
yeah,
fish look like
fantastic.
they were made in like a second grade classroom.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
were so
Yep. Amazing.
great looking.
Really
It was
good.
awesome.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
kind of like I was kind of wishing it would be like one of those. Remember those singing fish Towards the
Oh,
end.
yes.
Big mouth
Billy,
Sam.
Billy the
Yeah,
Bass.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
kind of
Billy
wish
the
she
Bass.
started singing.
It's like, hello, my baby.
Hello, my darling.
I also have been noticing that Rory goes in and out of like the 40s radio news speaker voice, like, oh, let me tell you about this thing right now.
Yeah, I love it. That's like
Yeah,
one of my
see?
favorite. Yeah.
But I'm very slowly becoming a cartoon.
So the other detective, Stone,
There's
she
more?
finds an unconscious
Oh, wait,
Priscilla. Yeah, she finds an unconscious Priscilla. And by the way, the party is still raging on,
Oh, yeah.
even after people saw what happened to Marvin. Like Marvin gets like thrown through a glass, and it's still like people are like, "Yeah, let's still party." Then we see where Priscilla dies from a head explosion.
Was the head explosion as good as the hand explosion?
I don't know. It just
No.
happens.
Wait,
like,
what?
Right?
Priscilla? No, Priscilla got hit in the head.
Who's Priscilla?
Priscilla,
Manager.
she's the manager of Scarbody Health Spa.
You asked that question like you just walked in the fucking room.
Yes, to update
Priscilla.
the listeners. So Rory had thrown his notes, and then they went to the abyss
They got
of
trapped.
the booth,
Yeah.
and they actually got stuck. So he had
Yes.
to take apart the
Open the
booth
booth.
just to get the notes back that he's not reading.
Priscilla, the manager. Well, her head just explodes. I don't know how it happens. It just happens,
Yeah.
right? Like they
Yeah,
don't.
I don't believe
Yeah.
so. It just happens.
Yeah, it just she's like,
Yeah.
help me.
Scanners occurred.
Oh yeah,
There was
maybe
a
that's-
scanner.
Yeah.
Yep. Basically.
That's
Like
who
I saw
Priscilla was,
Cronenberg's scanners. It's pretty cool.
Someone's
I know
just
how to
looking
do
at her
that.
like,
Yeah. So Michael goes to the fuse box, and he electrocutes himself. He keeps like trying to unplug stuff, and he's like electrocuting himself. And
on
that
his
part.
rubber shoe.
Yeah.
He takes off his shoe and.
But you got to remember
Yeah.
now, the wife keeps saying, because she had said this through a thing, come die and you'll be with me.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like when he jumped off the balcony in the dream and all. So this is now, she's been trying to get him to come with her,
so then we see
wait,
where
he
Catherine.
plugs a wire into his shoe to what, like ground himself?
basically.
Well, no, it doesn't ground him because. Well, I guess maybe
It-
he's
it-
supposed to be
yeah.
getting grounded, but
Right.
yeah,
I wonder
he
if
takes
you
the
jump
main
up in the
power
air
line
and you maybe I
and
don't
it starts an electrical fire though.
Yeah. And so while this happens, Catherine, his wife, starts to burn up, and we see our people are just dying left and right. And we see the lights start to flicker on the sign outside to Death Spa.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Yep. And the cop
Nice little
shoots.
throwback to the beginning.
and that's just the title card. So now let's
Yeah.
talk about the movie.
I can't do it.
So the cop shoots a very dead Catherine close range. She's like, "Is that her?" And then the cop, they confirm, and she's like, "All right, boom, boom, boom," and like it's like close range. She's like, as far as me to Rory, she's like shoots her 4 times in the chest, and then we see where Marvin and everybody else, Laura, the detective, they all run out of the spa, and Catherine's saying, "It's not over, Michael," and she slightly moves, and the frame freezes.
Yeah, just she says, "Nice try, Michael."
Yes, yeah.
And then they ran out of money. And then the movie had to
And
end.
her eyeball explodes, and then
Actually, somebody saw the footage, like a producer, and they're like, I'm shutting this production down.
So that's where the movie ends. It's like you think it's like a fake tease because she's like, "It's not over," and then she moves like this much, and then it freezes, and it goes the end, and the credits start.
She's
rolling.
like, it's not over. And the producer's like, oh, yes,
Yes,
it is.
Yeah, it's over. It's
All right,
over.
we're done.
All right, Rory, you're in post production, and you have to say that this thing is done. Do you? What do you do? Do you get a chair and a rope, or do you go with a gun, or what do you do? Do you,
No, you just have to make up you have to make up a whole thing.
wow, this was a lot of work to get through. This
was.
this felt like a struggle.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, this was something else. Like this was on the level with Howling 3 in the sense that like the fuck was going on. Almost the last 2 movies you guys have killed me.
Yeah.
I actually
You
don't like
enjoyed them.
movies now because of this.
Yes. All right, let's go to one of our favorite segments. Now that he's here, Joe's Facts. Joe's Joe's facts.
Can you believe there's actually facts on this thing?
Joe's
Facts.
My
Joe's
facts.
facts.
This is actually pretty interesting. Guess what the title was when this was released over in Europe and Asia?
Piece of shit.
Okay. Yep. Witch bitch. Yeah. Okay.
What was it called?
Which
Witch
bitch?
bitch.
Witch bitch.
Yep.
Which bitch?
Wow,
Like
what
witch
a
bitch.
great
Like-
title.
Yep.
Like witch as in W-I-C-H
Correct.
or
Yes,
W-I-T-C-H?
bitch.
I think it's like which bitch is responsible for this.
W-H-I-C-H.
Sadly, this was Merritt's last movie. He died on March 17th of 1989 at only 29 years old of AIDS.
Well, I
Yeah,
went out
that's
on a high
crazy.
note.
If you sure, yeah.
Man,
This one's for you because you loved it so much. How much was the budget on this beautiful film?
I would say under $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say maybe like $400,000.
I would say 7.500.
7.500.
Because of the soup.
7.500.
The soup saved them.
Yeah.
soup-
$750,000.
You were close.
I was actually.
You were like
whoa.
the numbers were all there.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yep.
So close.
Yep. So the director, which was Michael Fisher, said the reason this happened, the health craze had
The
blossomed.
reason this happened.
The reason this happened, yes.
That's a great way to
The
start.
health craze had blossomed in LA. Health clubs came up like mushrooms so quickly that they were out of business in no time. So he thought basically we turn it around and we have a ghost in our health club. That could be a fun scenario. The
be.
location, where we were saying like how you guys said looked like a pennies, like
Yeah.
a thing. The location used for the health spa was previously a dance studio.
Oh, okay.
The exterior shots of the health spa that opened the film were shot in a strip mall at
That's what it looked like.
8100 block of Sunset Boulevard. The strip mall, as well as the historic Linton Savings Bank building from 1960, later a Chase Bank, was demolished in 2001. They used that as filming. And ironically, William Bud Miller had previously worked as the manager of a health club prior to being cast in the lead role of the film.
Oh, is that why he was cast?
Yeah,
Because he worked in a health club? He was like,
possibly, it looks like
you
that.
should cast me. I
I
worked in
worked
a
in a
health
health
club.
spa. I know how to do this.
And he played Michael?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That was just research for his role.
Yeah.
They Wikipedia has it confused. He got the role and then became a manager of a health spa.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
then,
almost like your last name is Kruger. You could write this movie.
That's right.
The strange part, the film apparently was given a limited release in 1988. I do not remember this even limited. I don't know where the hell they're coming up with that, I'll be honest.
Kansas City, Topeka.
Maybe.
Topeka, Kansas.
Maybe.
The director's house.
Yeah, the director's house, possibly.
Very, very limited.
Yeah.
Possibly.
3 Jacks.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, because we already went over some of the cast, of course. But
Yeah.
Still, it's, yeah, my God, if you could only see Roy's face right now, it is total disgust.
No, maybe it's because we recorded so many episodes back to back. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just out of gas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or maybe this movie just fucked you up. Which I think that's what
I'm
it
trying
is.
to put a positive spin on what
Yeah.
it is.
I think it's a little
Yeah.
bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Mostly B, I think.
Yeah.
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 I think this movie just defeated Rory.
Yeah. We're
yeah.
angry about this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not even
Yeah.
angry. I just feel like indifferent.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, let's get into this.
Uh-huh.
Rory, you could start us off. Did you like this movie?
Okay.
Don't lie. Don't hold
I'm gonna
back.
try to say this in a way that makes sense. No, it's got some really cool effects in it. It's just unfortunate that they were shot so poorly.
Yeah.
It's definitely does not have any type of narrative, and so the pacing is awful as a result. It's literally just thing happens, murder scene, thing happens, murder scene.
Yeah.
It's not very good. I would say if you like watching trash with your friends and you're maybe having some substances, maybe you'll get some enjoyment out of it.
How about this? Would you consider this a good way to kill a flight? Like if you were on a plane,
Yes.
this is a good way to kill it. So it's not terrible. you would watch it on a plane just to kill 2
No,
hours.
you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't recommend watching it on a flight because if that plane goes down, you have to literally think this is the last movie I'm ever going to see. My whole life.
See, I didn't think that's how Vince was asking the question. I thought he was saying if you want to kill a flight, you show everyone
Show
on the
this.
flight this movie.
And
See,
someone's
I'm
bound to
imagining
go up to the
myself
cockpit.
watching it on a flight, and then I'm just like, man, it'd be awesome if that plane just went down.
No.
No, I mean, honestly, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I just feel like it's one of those movies that's not. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's certainly nowhere near being a good film, but it's got a couple little things in there that's lots of fun. But you know, would I recommend it? I think there's a lot of other movies you should see first. But
Like The Howling 3.
I would watch The Howling 3
Three
before
over
this.
this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least it has Jaboa Jaboa.
Jerboa.
Jaboa.
I feel like there's something kind of special about the Howling 3.
It's weird.
Now
It's got a
so
weirdness to
weird,
it,
but
yeah.
it works.
Yeah. So let's move
This-
this along, Vince. How'd you
Yeah.
feel?
I hated it.
Okay.
All right, Joe.
Again, it's awful. It's a piece of garbage, but it's wonderful garbage.
Yeah.
It's one of those that like it's just you
These two
can't-
know garbage. They're like raccoons, just
Oh, I know. EJ
rooting through
does
your
garbage
trash,
like
yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
I love garbage.
he loves garbage, but it's
don't?
it's so bad that you just can't take your eyes off it. It's
it's like a train wreck.
That's weird. I did.
yeah, I know you did, but it's one of those that just struck me as again. I mean, is it good? Oh my God, no! It shows you every mistake that you should never make in making a film. But there's something so just ridiculously appealing about it that it was just fun to watch. It was I couldn't take my eyes off it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It's a piece of garbage, but it's hot garbage.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Mike.
I think I enjoyed it a lot because there was a purpose behind watching it. So I was taking notes. I was like, okay, so let me dive into this insignificant detail they just gave us, so I can talk about it later. Because I watched it this morning. I woke up, I smoked a bowl, and I was like, let's.
That's how you wake up. I
Yeah,
get that.
that's a Wednesday
I understand
morning.
Which
that.
again, not
That's
to interrupt you, but going back to like Rory said, if you were taking a substance,
Yeah.
you are going to enjoy this.
And I was hooked in. I didn't take notes until Tubi showed those commercial breaks.
It's funny because usually like I smoked a bowl and in my head I'm like, yep, that's why I liked it.
Yeah. Well, and
I think I would have
not
enjoyed
liked
this
it
more
I
if I
just
wasn't under a
chose
time
to watch
crunch.
it.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Vince?
I said I think I would have enjoyed this more if I wasn't under a time crunch. If I were able to leisurely tear this thing apart, I think I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
what a piece of shit. My God, guys.
How about you, EJ?
EJ, yeah.
I loved it.
I
thought
knew you would. I knew you would.
No, I actually I enjoy bad movies sometimes, and it's just like a guilty.
sometimes,
A lot of times.
most of the time,
99%
point
of the
nine
time.
nine
Yeah.
nine 9% of the time.
This was bad in a sense. I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's like something I would watch a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something hard to recommend to people because I don't want them to judge me as much. But my favorite movie's Death Spa.
That's funny that probably is someone's favorite movie.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Some weird person
Yeah.
in the world is like
The
you know what
director.
the best film is. No, there's
writer.
like a fan. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure like if somebody from this movie ended up at like a Monster Mania, there'd be some guy wearing like a Death Spa shirt.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Posters.
Yeah.
I think the poster of this movie is
poster
actually
was actually-
awesome.
I would, in fact,
Pretty
wear a
neat for the
T-shirt
movie,
of Death
yeah.
Spa.
Yeah, I would too.
It's
but
pretty neat.
I think you're right. There's probably a person out there, like a fan, that is like, I love Death Spa, and then this pops up. They like always Google Death Spa to see if anything cool happens,
That
and
Death
this
Spa
comes up,
too.
and they're gonna be like, I hate these guys.
On a serious note, though, with the film, though, and you'll appreciate this being a movie junkie. You'll never see anything like this again.
Right.
This was
Well,
the
yeah.
80s.
Thank God.
No, but even when they make like low budget horror now, you're never gonna see this kind of. I mean, it's
Yeah.
such a representation of the 80s
Oh,
Yeah.
you know
that
what?
it truly is something like. I mean, this wasn't the only movie like this. There were
Right.
hundreds and hundreds of movies made like
In
this.
fact,
Yeah.
the
That's
year
weird. You just
before,
said I'll
there was
never
one
see
called
another
Killer
movie like
Workout,
Right.
which was pretty much, there was a twin motif in Killer Workout. Came out the year
Oh.
before. It was an L.A. health spa. There was a tanning bed death. and there was someone that the one of the twins burned to death, and the other twin was the one that got the revenge.
So going back
Oh,
to
so
what,
it's the same movie.
Almost. There's no ghost in Killer Workout.
so going back to what
Oh.
Joe said, I would never see a movie like this again. Sounds like there's quite a few of them.
I think it
Well,
goes
yeah,
back to
but I-
Rory's point about a different script. I think they did have a different script with Marv and Michael, and then they're like, okay, but now Killer Workout.
Ooh,
Let's bring
that's
that
something.
together.
Even though it's again hot garbage, it's the point of like where it's so hard to get a movie made nowadays. Look at what they. I mean, granted, it's crap, but look at how people were given a shot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, in all
Like-
fairness, like when I was watching it the other night, I think it may not have been the best time for me to watch it.
Right.
I was a little sleepy when I was watching it, so I was just kind of like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is still going."
I'm looking at the movie poster, and that's pretty awesome.
That's what I said. The movie
Yeah, the
posters
movie
are not.
posters-
Was
bad.
anyone
awesome.
killed with a knife in this movie?
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
Is there a
No.
reason they put a knife in the P for spa?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's a cool poster.
Good marketing.
I mean, again, even when they
It
didn't
is pretty cool.
when they didn't Photoshop posters, you know what I mean? Like
No,
they
this is
actually came
hand
up with, like,
drawn.
that's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
they did hand drawn.
That's pretty
like,
cool.
This is like when you would go to Blockbuster and see this whole section
Yeah.
of stuff
Yeah.
like this.
I totally would have picked that up
I
right
would,
off the
if
shelf.
I was in
Exactly.
Blockbuster
Yeah,
and I
like
saw
the
this,
whole-
I'd be like, "There's definitely boobies in this movie."
Well, but right. But to Vince's point, like I'm saying, this is a period of time that is never
different
coming
time,
back.
man.
It's never coming back. It's a different thing.
I
you
guess
know
all
what I
you
mean?
can really say is Jabba Jabba.
Yeah.
Jabba Jabba.
And emojis, huh?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into the emojis. All right, Rory. No, let's go, Vince. You start.
Why do
us
you
off.
keep going to me first? It's not fair.
I feel like you.
I didn't even finish this fucking movie. I got a weight set. I have a sun tanning bed, and I have a thumbs down, followed by followed by 20 more thumbs down.
Yeah.
Dead air.
All
I
right.
got one. I got something.
Oh please, hit me with it.
It's a person sleeping in a bed.
Aw.
Is this you
That's
watching
me.
it?
In a weight set.
Yeah.
Moving
You know,
on.
also, for a spa, they only have a sauna and one tanning bed. That's not very spa-like. But my
They had a pool.
emojis. Oh, that's true. They did have a pool. That's right. My emojis would be a woman in a wheelchair,
Nice.
a woman dancing, and then a fire.
A fire.
Cool.
That's it.
What about you, Joe?
First is going to be an eel. Because
A
that was the
moray
standout.
eel?
A moray eel.
Nice.
Star Trek Federation logo.
That's not a...
Shut up, Rory.
For him.
Shut up.
He
Shut
was in
up.
Star Trek.
Shut
No,
up.
I know. Is there an emoji
Shut-
for that?
Rory,
I'm
shut-
making
shut
it
up.
up. This
Rory,
is,
shut-
this
shut
is,
up, Rory.
I don't care.
Rory,
I'm
shut-
doing this.
Shut up.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes. We're making it up as we go. Definitely a girl in a wheelchair. Maybe on fire, Mike.
A gorilla in a
Just separated.
wheelchair?
No, a girl in a wheelchair. On fire.
Gorilla wheelchair.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great metal band.
Yeah.
Gorilla wheelchair.
That's
Definitely.
Rage Against the Machine's latest album. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Definitely a computer emoji. Definitely a thumbs up, and probably a girl dancing stripper emoji for the porn actresses that were doing all the nudity that you found out.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them. They gotta
Yeah.
work. Girls gotta eat.
They gotta pull a soup out of the deal.
Yeah. Cream or mushroom.
Cream or
right?
mushroom.
Cream or mushroom, buddy. Yeah.
Emojis.
Mine was a sleeping man.
Oh,
So you're
that's-
He's done.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
it's-
checked out. He's done.
He's
Okay.
gone. He's physically here, but mentally no.
Yeah, he's done.
I have 2 fires and a trash can because this is some hot garbage.
It's I got.
Nice.
But all right, let's go into plugs. Let's go Joe Petito first.
Well, Mikey, you plug because
Oh,
we're
man,
doing the
'cause
same
I-
thing. So you plug because you got
All
a
right.
couple of little different things other than myself.
NEPA Movie Mania Facebook group. Request to join. I'm sure Joe will let you in 2 seconds. Then also Shantytown Design. It is the marketing and design company that I co-own with my wife Sam. And on the last episode that I was on, Idle Hands, we talked about a merch store coming. That is closer to fruition than it ever was. So be
I
looking
seen it.
forward for some Frequels merch coming soon.
Yeah.
Freak
Dude, it looks awesome. It looks so good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, How about you?
Well, not that Mike. I mean, it was the Movie Mania thing. So
Cool.
we're good.
Yeah.
Mike took care. I let him do it. Yeah.
There isn't anything
Mikey
else.
took it. My brother took it.
Okay, all right.
We're good.
Vin.
My boys, Christopher Alou, Adam Farley, Variant Season, Will Perna. Who am I missing?
Jon Snow.
Snow with the what is it?
ETC.
Eastern Music
Eastern Tribute.
Collective. I also love Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue. You can go to their Facebook. You can check them out. You either donate, adopt a cat. You can just give some food. We also got a Variant Seasons Gravy Diggers. They got a lot of really good pot pies. There has been a recall. The razor. Just get this really quick. The pot pies with the razors in them, they're a little bit rusty. You bring those right back to the store, and they'll refund you, no problem.
Well, they started putting tetanus shots into the gravy now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're getting the new
Oh,
ones, it comes
so.
with a tetanus shot. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can bring those back. You full refund. There's only been 5 deaths. NEPA Horror Fest with our friends Jess Mione. Who
Keller.
else? Bob Keller. Is it Keller?
Killer.
Killer. Doesn't matter.
Keller.
Ladies of Elm Street coming to Spooky.
Ravenview Productions. This is how you listen to all this shit. And you could also listen to this shit on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes. We're trying to get to the Bookface.
They're also on the Movie Mania page.
The Movie Mania page. We're trying to get to YouTube eventually. NEP Horror Fest. Oh, July 6, 22, 24.
Don't worry about that. That's
I was
all
going to say that's old because that's Ravenview Productions. Did I miss anything?
Fourth Cut
Reviews.
Fourth cut review for our
Chris Conforti.
Chris Conforti.
keyboard
our
warrior.
keyboard warrior.
Chris Conforti.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Did I rush through that good enough for you?
Yeah.
I
thank
know.
you.
That
Oh,
was
Adam
good.
Farley. I think we got. Adam
we got-
Farley.
I got all the
Alright,
boys.
Cool.
Yeah,
Justin
you got the
Cardamone, we
boys.
love you.
Yeah. And I think that's it, right? I
Yeah.
think that's all the
All right.
gist.
Now-
Make sure to email us.
Email us at frequelpodcast@gmail.com. That's
Yeah.
Gmail.
We
for all
plugging
you
our buddy
idiots
Jon
out there.
Snow's 900 bands.
Oh,
We
he
did.
Oh, yeah, he
17,
did. He
all
got
right.
it. Yeah.
And
So, guys, thank you so much for coming on, Joe, Mike.
I'm
we
tired.
love you.
Me too.
Please come back anytime you guys want. You guys are great.
We definitely have to come back on together. Definitely.
Yeah, and you guys can pick a
good
better
one.
movie next
a good
time.
movie.
We have a list. You rejected it for this, but we'll have
Yeah.
better ones. Yes.
Yes, I am the one responsible for this, so I
Yes. Remember
apologize.
that, Rory.
Yeah.
He is the one responsible for this.
We don't
still
like
love
him
you.
anyway.
Mike and I
so-
had legitimate stuff. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
Yes.
But no, guys, thank you so much for
Yes.
coming on.
Prequels Jesus will be back.
Yes, absolutely. And guys, thank you so much for listening at home. We appreciate you guys and love you guys. And with that being said, thank you for listening to
thank God this episode's over.